The BRL is back, just off the coast of Lake Michigan at Gingerman Raceway for rounds 5 and 6 of the 2025 season. The riders are suited up, the bikes are tuned, and the only thing left to do is throw the green flag. Who will hold up the trophy at the end of the weekend here at the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers? Hello, everybody. I'm Zach Heron, once again joined by Dave Hollywood Dildine, back here for round 5 of the BRL. Dave, how you doing?
Great, Zach. This is going to be a fantastic weekend. It's going to be a lot of familiarity for all the riders because we've got the same designer did this track at Gingerman that did it in Hastings. However, this track is a little bit rougher, a little bit more difficult to find your lines and keep those lines. And so the key today is going to be making sure that you, even though you're familiar with the track, that you get your own personal lines and find out the quickest way to get through some of these turns. We should have exciting racing all weekend long.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, it might be the same designer, but every track got their unique qualities that separate them from the other great locations around the country. And on top of that, that's only going to help our riders that are familiar with these courses. We've got so much growth going on in these bagger classes. It's so great to see. We had 2 riders actually graduate from our new rider race course as well. So some new faces joining the series right here at South Haven, Michigan. Gingerman Raceway, one of the favorite stops on the circuit. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch. We're just about ready to throw the green flag right after a quick word from our sponsors. This is the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. We'll be right back.
Make your mark with Memphis Shades, designed by riders, for riders, and handcrafted in the heart of Tennessee. From raw materials to the open road, our windshields and fairings deliver the quality, protection, and comfort every rider deserves. Whether it's cross-country or weekend rides, Memphis Shades lets you ride longer, look better, and enjoy every mile. Visit memphisshades.com/BRL to check out our full lineup and upgrade your ride today. Memphis Shades, style that works.
Welcome to Hog Halters. We're here in Dahlonega, Georgia, manufacturer of American V-twin performance motorcycle parts. Been in business 25 years, got a 25,000 square foot facility. We pride ourselves in design and manufacture right here, made in USA. We're your one-stop shop for customization and performance builds. You can find us on the web, www.hoghalters.com. Lots of our parts are distributed by Drag Specialties and dealers nationwide, and we're distributed worldwide. Hog Halters, we're proud to be a partner with the Bagger Racing League.
Hey, it's Cody Gilmore, the 2024 Bagger Racing League Pro Stock Champion. So I want to thank Ultra Cool for keeping our bikes cool and running awesome all year.
Live coverage of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Drag Specialties, Memphis Shades, Rock Speed FX, Hello, everybody, and welcome back to round number 5 of the 2025 Track Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. And special thank you to our friends at Newcastle Harley-Davidson for bringing you this live coverage on RacerTV.com. My name is Zach Herron, joined alongside Hollywood Dave Dildine to bring you today's racing action. And Dave, this is one of the stops on the circuit of BRL that the riders circle, okay? Like we talked about in our opener, a little bit of familiarity with the same track designer as our last racetrack out in Hastings, Nebraska. But this one, we talked about it earlier. You got some reports from the track. It's hot. It's sticky. It's one the riders really seem to enjoy and able to push the limits on.
It really is. And it is going to be the perfect day for racing. It's great weather. The humidity was really high yesterday, but it's come down. And it is just perfect conditions. And once again, as you said, the track is extremely sticky. We should have some incredible times that are taking place today. It's we're looking forward to seeing some things. A lot of fans that are there. There's an area there called Fan Hill that we're going to see a lot of people hanging out, watching their favorite riders going around. A little trickiness right there on turn 3. It's kind of a slightly blind turn, but it's where all the fans get to hang out, watch their favorite riders. And today we're going to see some great racing right from that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. We take a look at our Bridgestone track map. And to your point, this track doesn't just give back to the riders, but to the fans as well. You can already start to see, there it is, Fan Hill. This is kind of our VIP section as well. So all of our industry members, all the people that we want to see having the best vantage point on the property, they're hanging out at Fan Hill, kind of between those turns 3 to 7 range. They're almost on their own little peninsula where they're just completely surrounded by BRL riders. So going to be a ton of fun. And yeah, like you said, there's some unique qualities to this track. The asphalt itself got a little bit different characteristics than what we see out in Hastings, Nebraska. But then, like you said, that turn 3 blind entry, anytime you talk about blind and you're going the speeds these riders are going, there's definitely an element of it's easy to understand why somebody might hesitate. And these riders, we know they're on the cutting edge. We've seen when maybe they go over that edge a little bit, but that's going to be a spot where these riders can say, hey, if I'm willing to push it just a little bit more, to risk it just a little bit more than the other riders, maybe that's the spot where I can make something happen. But tons of unique qualities. And like you said, beautiful weather for racing. The fans here in Michigan coming out, hanging out with us, and ready to enjoy a great weekend of racing.
This is one of those no excuses weekends. You can't point to bad weather or wind conditions or the track's bad. None of that. Is all perfect conditions. So it is all about you, the bike, and your competition. How are you going to beat them? How are you going to get through these turns faster than the next guy? What lines are you going to choose? And how is your strategy going to compare to the guy next to you? That's what's going to be huge today.
Exactly. We talk about you mentioned basically now it comes down to bike and rider. The weather's perfect. The track is absolutely amazing. Who has done their homework off in the off weeks, gotten some things figured out, and is ready to perform here today. I mean, we're at round 5 already, Dave. It's crazy to say it. It seems like we just kicked off the season, but we're already deep into the 2025 season, and we still seen some of our top teams searching for comfort on those machines, looking to get the riders feeling absolutely 100% comfortable on those bikes. So we'll see whether or not everybody's got all of the pieces put together here today and who can come out on top. So it's going to be a ton of fun to watch, as now we do have riders out on course, out on that warm-up lap, and won't be long. We'll be throwing the first green flag of the day here for round number 5.
It's very exciting time to just, all these guys are coming into here. We're almost like mid-season here. We're at that point where you're right. Some of the guys should be really, really dialed in. Some of the guys have been pushing the envelope every single week and had some issues because of that. Clay Braun's out there going to be, he's had a couple of issues last few months, but we're looking forward to seeing him get back up there, and I know he wants a podium really bad. So we've got some really, really hungry people out there. It'll be great to see what happens.
Yeah, lots of familiar faces that are kind of on the redemption train, right? Looking to get some momentum back on their side. And then we've got some new faces as well. We touched on this in the opener. 2 riders graduating from our new rider race school. And so a lot of people maybe aren't aware of what that is, or that we even offer that at the Bagger Racing League. It happens the Fridays before the race weekend. You have your motorcycle permit or motorcycle license. you show up and then you get your race license as well. And we talk about the difference between that. Yes, we highly encourage anybody to come out and race with us if they've got a bike that can do it, but we have to take those proper precautions to make sure the riders know what they're about to get into when they go out on an actual race course. So congratulations to those two graduates, and for the riders at home that are maybe saying, man, that sounds like something that I'd enjoy doing, there's an opportunity for you to get certified and get fully qualified that Friday before the race weekend. So go ahead and start planning for that VRL debut. As we've got our riders on grid, Dave, we are just about ready for our first race of the day. This is our DP Brakes liquid cooled class, our drag specialties air cooled twins class, as well as our drag specialties metric twins and unlimited metric classes as well. And several riders in this one, I believe, including Cody Gilmore, and I see one of the Alloy Art machines out there as well. So this is going to be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely, and look at that beautiful scene right there. Just riders on the grid, gorgeous weather. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. My family's from Michigan. I know that most of the year is not like this, so this is one of those truly amazing days, perfect for racing. And once again, as you said, no excuses. We've got the wide range going on today, from, like you said, new riders all the way up to, we got guys like Jake Masters and later that has been undefeated so far, and looking forward to and they're off. Here we go.
Here we go. First green flag of the day, and one rider trying to make some quick work of it. Curious if that's the 718 of Jake McGuire. He was one of your top runners there in qualifying practice. We saw last to the grid was Cody Gilmore, who wasn't even originally planning on racing that metric class. It was kind of just an idea that they brought to the racetrack to ride on practice. He enjoyed it so much, he said, wait a second, I want to line up and race this thing. So good to see him out on grid, as we're already starting to see some passes as we get into turns 2 and 3.
Look at, there's some decent separation right there, but you can see just all of them trying to figure out their lines as they come through here. That, like I said, that is a very sticky track. They had some rain a few days ago, washed off the track, and now it is in perfect conditions. And just look at the leads right there.
Yeah, going into it, and you can kind of see the little bit of elevation gain around that corner as well. As we're looking on screen, it looks like that's Drew Jankard. No surprise there, quickly moving into that number 1 spot. As they came across the stripe on that opening straightaway, it was Jake McGuire, Robert Parker, and Tony Bangma, 1, 2, and 3. Now look at Cody Gilmore starting to slice and dice his way through the pack as well. So we saw him at the tail end of the grid. This guy is so aggressive in those opening laps, especially when he's further back on the grid. We're not used to seeing Cody Gilmore with work cut out for him right to the green flag. So he's trying to show how much he can move that machine around and how quickly he can work his way to the front.
And look there, we had a nice little cluster there that coming around that turn. That's what we're going to see today. Is not only just riders just trying to ride their best. We've got a lot of traffic that's going to be coming out. We've got, bagger racing is becoming so popular. We're seeing more baggers than we've ever seen out there, so that's exciting to see.
Yeah, this is fantastic. The growth and kind of the hype that continues to build around the Bagger Racing League. It's so cool to see. Like we said, the 5th year of Bagger Racing League, and I think without a doubt probably the biggest and the most exciting that I've seen so far. The finishes that we've had, the level of competition now, it's been a ton of fun to watch. And like we said, we're just at round 5. As they came around for the first lap, let's give you a look at the rundown. It is Drew Jankard out front leading the way on that number 11 Alloy Art Pack ride. Tony Bangman sitting in the number 2 spot with Vincent Wilson about 2.5 seconds back. Now, it is only 0.23 seconds the gap between first and second place. So Jankard is going to have his hands full here in just a moment if he doesn't already. Cody Gilmore already up to the 4th place spot with Jake McGuire now rounding out your top 5. It looks like we're watching Gilmore trying to stalk his next victim, who might be the 48 of Vincent Wilson.
He's coming up on him. He is planning ahead. Once again, just like the last track when we were at Hastings, it's all about setting them up and finding that perfect place to pass. And you can see him just coming right up on him, looking for that inside turns where he's looking for that one little gap. All he needs is just a little light to pass him to take the next spot.
Now watching a great 3-rider battle on screen as we see a pass. Can you tell what those numbers are? I can't quite make it out. That might be the 718 of McGuire. It look at this, another pass back. This is a back-and-forth battle between these three riders, only about a bike or two separating the group.
You got to love that, and at the same time, all three of them seem to be pulling up on the riders in front of them, so they're starting to figure it all out.
We got one of them. Did he go wide?
I think he went wide off. Had to
every square inch of this track. 36 feet, the width of this track, so lots of moving room here. Is more shuffling going on.
And he was doing about 37 and a half feet, so he had to slow down there.
And something going on for your early race leader as well. Drew Jankert has now dropped down to the number 6 spot. He is 21.6 seconds out of the lead, so something going on as Tony Bangma takes over the number 1 spot. Trying to get word where those three riders were at that we were just watching on screen. Might have been 4th, 5th, and 6th. I saw Jankert in there for just a moment, but something happening for the number 11. And you guys are watching right now. This is turn 10B, if you will. Here at Gingerman, they do have that at the bottom of your screen you just saw. That was 10A, which is a shorter version of the track that they can run here, but we're going the full Monty. We're getting every bit of the Gingerman Raceway that we can here at BRL, so doing that full 2.14 miles out here at Gingerman Raceway. As now we're watching the 56 on screen. Tony Bangma leads the way. Cody Gilmore, ladies and gentlemen, has worked his way all the way into the number 2 spot on the CF Moto back ride. I told you he was feeling comfortable on that thing, Dave. He is here, and he is here to grab some wins.
And they are all our top 3 are all running about a 142, so they're all very similar times. So we're going to have a credible race here at the end. If both Cody and Vincent can catch up to Tony there, we should have an amazing finish coming on right here. Check.
Yeah, as they came through the stripe the last lap, Gilmore just a couple of tenths quicker than your leader, Tony. So 142.7 to a 142.2. So the CF Moto ride starting to creep forward. 7-lap race here in this first one. Your DP brakes, liquid cooled twins fast, your drag specialties, air cooled twins, and your drag specialties, metric twins and unlimited metric class. So I don't believe these two are in the same class, but like we talked about at our last round, these guys, they're racers at heart, Dave. They want to be in front of a rider if there's a rider in front of them to pass. So right now, you best believe Cody Gilmore not letting up at all. And I think so getting word right now that they'll be at the halfway point the next time they cross the start-finish line. So plenty of time left for Gilmore to make something happen. As you can see the gap start to evaporate behind Tony Bangma. He is hanging on for dear life right now.
He is, and you can see just the comfort that Cody is showing in the turns. It's just every turn is just smooth. He's figured out his lines. There is no bobble. It's just perfection. In each and every turn, he is pouring it on, and you know that Tony's got to be seeing that and feeling that. And look at the way he just catches up in the straightaways.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised at how maneuverable that CF Moto ride is for Cody Gilmore, because look at that. I mean, slices up the inside. There's no way Tony can get a glimpse of him in the peripherals at least. So Tony, no question about it, he knows that Gilmore is there. And Gilmore, the kind of rider, he's got that supercross and motocross background, getting a little bit of blood in the water. He starts to know that he's in the head of Tony Bangma. Now he's going to start to apply the pressure. Won't be long now before I think we're going to see a pass from Cody Gilmore for the lead.
I agree, and just he's getting close enough to where he can show him a tire, get into his head even more, and really cause some problems for Tony.
Look at that, a look back from Tony Bangma. Wants to see exactly where Gilmore's at. Not a good sign as Bangma trying to hang on.
You can hear that big bagger just coming up, just hunting you. And that is the feeling. You're out there, you're feeling like you're on top of the world, and suddenly you feel like prey as you get somebody coming up fast. Wow, look at that inside turn right there. He took that sharp.
Into turn B. Look at how tight Gilmore's able to run into these corners. I mean, this is impressive stuff. Even Gilmore in our Bagger GP class, I don't think he can enter those corners quite as aggressive as he can on this CF Moto ride. So we talked about it earlier, Dave, finding those lines early in the weekend, finding exactly how hard you can push, absolutely crucial. As I will say, we've been following this battle for 2 laps now, and Bangla has kept Gilmore at bay. He started to find a couple of spots right out of some of these tighter corners. He's able to get the power to the ground and get away just a little bit easier, as Gilmore starting to run out of time as they're past the halfway mark now.
And Cody's got they're in different classes, so Cody is getting to that point where he may think, it's maybe I just need to make sure I win my own class and take the win here, get the podium. But every corner he seems to just put it down beautifully and gains a little bit.
Well, and these guys are dropping time consistently as well. Just check the lap times of 1:41.5 for Bangma on that lap. That's 0.2 faster than Cody Gilmore, but now they're already to the mid 141. So these guys are pushing the pace lap after lap. Jake McGuire on the 718, shout out to him, has now worked into the number 3 spot with Robert Parker and Holger Costing. Douglas Dura now checks into the number 5 ride. So the 135 starting to move his way forward as well, as we continue to watch Cody Gilmore on that number 25, stalking but losing time, it looks like, to Tony Bangma. I think you've hit the nail on the head, Dave. I think you got to start wondering, how hard do I want to push this machine? How hard do I want to push my luck? First race of the day. We know Gilmore's got another class coming up later. You might just say, hey, I'm going to take the class win on this one.
Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor, and I know that Cody's probably thinking, I've got the win. They've got huge separation between them and Jake McGuire, who's in 3rd. So these two have just shown themselves. They're way out in front and looking good. The machine's obviously running very well. He knows his lines, and he's, I think, content to take the win, take the top podium, and see what the rest of the day brings.
Well, as you saw, the white flag was waving when your leaders came across the stripe, so Gilmore only got one more chance to make it happen here in this first race of the day. Once again, your DP Brakes liquid cooled class, your drag specialties air cooled twins, and as well as, your drag specialties metric twins and unlimited metric classes. Here we go. You see the fans up on Fan Hill making their way out of 3 into 4. And I believe this is now 5 as well. I think 5 and 6 a crucial part of this racetrack as well as they develop. The fans on the fence. Everybody wanting to see if Gilmore can track him down in this last half a lap or so.
And Cody wants to do that too.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, Gilmore's not the kind of guy that's going to roll over. He might have taken a breath, maybe not risked it quite as much as he would have if this was a rider that was in his class. But best believe he's not going to just give up until he's well past the checkered flag. So Gilmore, you saw a couple of gaps, or a couple of bike lanes taken away right there. Don't think it's going to be quite enough as we get to the last half a lap. Got a lap rider up ahead. We'll see if that plays into anything. Don't think it will. The number 56 ride of Tony Bangma trying to hold off this guy. The 25 of Cody Gilmore to the checkered flag, and it will be Tony Bangma getting the win. Cody Gilmore just behind in that number 2 spot on the 25 ride, and Gilmore was trying. He was 0.2 faster than Bangma on that last lap, putting in a final sprint to try to chase down the 56, but wasn't quite able to get the job done.
And all of his times were so consistent, within just fractions of a second of each other. So he's got it down. He is ready to go. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with throughout the day.
And like we talked about, the comfort that it looked like from Cody Gilmore. We know at the start of the season he was still trying to get some things figured out. He hopped on this CF Moto ride, and man, just really seems like he is right at home. As now we watch Jake McGuire on the 718 trying to bring home 3rd place physically on track, and there it is, another quietly solid ride for Jake. Don't want to overshadow that. He really had a solid run, and it looks like that might be Parker, the 61 of Robert Parker, crossing the line in the 4th place spot.
There's
135.
Douglas Dara there.
Yep, Dara moving forward, worked his way into that 5th place spot, and is going to cap off your top 5. So some solid riding there. I always love the double checkered flag technique. I feel like it's just more official.
Absolutely. I'm not coordinated enough to do it. But
Yeah, I
like
can't
it
do
when
it.
it's
I
out
just
there.
like seeing it. Exactly.
I look
Believe
like I'm
that.
having a seizure when I do that. But
Yeah, I'm just
they
like
look great.
smacking sticks together, basically. But we've got pros out here at Gingerman Raceway. As now we take a look at our Alpine Stars top 10. It will be Tony Bangma grabbing the win, Cody Gilmore just behind, Jake McGuire going to round out your physical top 3 with Robert Parker and Douglas Durra your top 5. Holger Kosling crosses the line in 6th place. Matthew Maldonado in 7th place spot. David Lancaster, Vincent Wilson, and Drew Jankert falling all the way back to the 10th place spot. So tough break for the number 11. As now we take a look at our race recap here for race 1. The DP Brakes Liquid Cooled, Drag Specialties Air Cooled Twins, Metric Twins, and Metric Unlimited class. It was the number 11 who was trying to make some moves early. Curious whether or not we'll hear if there was any issues going on with him, because he started moving backwards while the rest of the field started moving forward. Tony Bangma, I believe, was in that top 3 off the grid, but he started slicing his way towards the front. We had several riders, just like what you're seeing on screen, 3 to 4 groups trading mistakes back and forth, using every inch of the track. Believe that might have been Holger Kosling. We just saw it using a little too much of the track, running out of real estate. But then this was the battle we thought was going to come all the way down to the line, Dave. Cody Gilmore trying to chase down Tony Bangma. He was making up time, closing the gap. And then all of a sudden, Bangma said, no, you're not getting this lead away from me. Stretched it back out, put in the time, put in the work, and got the win. Tony Bangma going to cross the line in the number 1 spot. Cody Gilmore just behind in the number 2 spot. All right, well, we're going to get ready for some podium celebrations, but first, we're going to get a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back with the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. And once again, a special thank you to our friends at Newcastle Harley-Davidson for bringing you this live broadcast. We'll be right back.
Bridgestone's reintroducing their Supermoto tires here in the United States and Canada. That's the BMO1 front and the RO2 rear. It's available in a 16.5 inch as well as a 17-inch configuration. Battle Axe is a non-DOT tire, and we definitely recommend tire warmer. Time's the only thing in life that money can't buy, but you can buy Bridgestones.
My name's Carl Schlacht, 2024 Bagger Racing League American Twins Unlimited Champion, and I run an Ultra Cool oil cooler and flow filter.
Live coverage of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Andrews Performance Products, Fueling, Pirelli Tires, I have Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. And once again, special thank you to our friends at Newcastle Harley-Davidson for bringing you this live broadcast on racertv.com. We're hanging out here at Fan Hill. This is the spot to watch all of the racing action this weekend. Dave, we talked about it. Gingerman, not just a favorite for the racers, but for the fans as well.
What a great weekend to come out and camp with some of your friends, go see some bagger racing, bring your own bagger out, and watch some of the great speeds. Of course, everybody's down there going, "Oh, I could do that. I know I could do that."
I was just about to say that.
It's so funny.
How many people you think are saying, "Yeah, we could do that"? But like we said, and we talk about it all the time, this is truly the cream of the crop here at Bagger Racing League. And speaking of which, we've got our very own Rob Bidas standing by at the podium with our top three. Rob?
Down there and find out what's going on with this Enterprise. Going from the Bagger GP to this class right here.
Yeah, it's you know, the bikes are so different. It's pretty cool to get out here on this CF Moto. You know, these guys came to me in Hastings and asked me about coming out and trying this bike, and man, we made a couple improvements on it for this weekend, and got a little more power, got the foot pegs raised up a little bit so I don't drag so much, and yeah, it was a good time out there.
Well, you always look good out there, man, and you got anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming out, you know, Rock Speed FX for getting the CF Moto together. You know, it's I think you might see more of them in the future, and we'll see what happens with that. But, you know, Rory at Bridgestone and Suburban HD for letting me come over here and ride this bike, and let me do a couple different things during race day, and all of our sponsors that have been with us, Drag Specialties and LS2 helmets, and just everyone that's helping us get here. I appreciate it.
Well, we look forward to your next race. Thank you, Cody.
All right, so that is Cody Gilmore down at the podium celebrating with our very own Steve Edgar. My apologies, thought it was Rob Bidas down there, but that's Steve Edgar from Speed King Cycles hanging out with us and chatting with our top three. And Gilmore, once again, finds himself walking away with a little bit of hardware here post-race.
Just such a smooth race. He just ran the perfect lines all the way through. Everything was so consistent in everything that he did. I mean, literally a tenth or less of a second in between each of his laps. Really textbook.
Well, and that seems to have kind of been the name of Cody's game here as he's made his way and kind of made his presence known here at Bagger Racing League. I mean, even Ruben Zaus took notice to how fast Cody Gilmore was adapting to that bagger, how quickly he's able to just kind of pick up the aggression on it as well. And so, yeah, I think smooth is fast, and Cody Gilmore is certainly smooth. So it's going to be fun to watch his progression throughout the BRL, and without a doubt, one of the top names in the series at the moment.
Wide open over there, so get yourself.
And, you know, it's pretty cool. We've got a lot of fun people and unique people coming out to these races. We were actually able to catch up with our very own Paul Devine, who's a friend of ours from Drag Specialties, catch up with him earlier this weekend and talk to him about enjoying the racing here at BRL.
We're out here at Gingerman Raceway with Paul Devine, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Le Mans Corporation. You guys have been a part of the Bagger Racing League since its inception. What's it been like being out here and watching this thing grow so much?
Yeah, so we've been here since day one, and we couldn't be more excited about the grassroots and just the racing and the passion with all these great riders and the brands that support it. I mean, you literally, if you're a passionate race fan, you could build one of these on your own for 10 grand and come out and race. What could be more exciting? You can get all those parts right out of our catalog.
And it's really pushed the R&D from these manufacturers to really push the limits on these bikes and come out with such a great product lines.
Yeah, it's no fun when you break down, but when you break, you got to buy new parts. So we get excited about that, and it's not because we want to necessarily sell a lot more parts to these racers. We want them to kind of get that, but yeah, all the manufacturers develop new products, they improve their products, they learn from racing, so it couldn't be better.
And it's easy to say that we couldn't do this without the Drag Fat Book, so we appreciate all your support and you guys being a part of making this thing grow.
Yeah, we want it to grow, we could use, we could fit twice as many racers here. So hopefully the word gets out and more people come racing. Come on out here, it's a beautiful day.
Let's make it happen.
All right, great stuff from our friend Steve there and our friends over at Drag Specialties. Let's go ready to send things back down to Steve Edgar standing by at the podium.
Doing at the podium going on down here from the first race of the day. We have the second race coming up shortly. We're out here with Dave Lancaster. Dave, you came in first in the liquid cooled class. Give us a little run about how, you know, you getting out here and getting on the track out here. Tell us what the track feels like today.
I just suit up and show up, and I don't know what happened to the rest of the class. There's a lot faster guys out here. I don't know where they're at.
Well, you're here now, and that's all that matters, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Lots of people. I got to read it. I got to thank my family. My family for letting me come out here. Main Street Moto, Eyes Up Motorsports, Dunlop, Anthony's Leatherworks, the Heathen Nation, Lucifer's Garage. I want to thank CRA and CVMA for having classes for us to race out in California. Just One Helmet, Quade Harley Davidson, and my buddy Doug, who drove out here with me, which I think he went down somewhere out there. So,
well, we look forward to him coming back up. You guys come a long way to do this, and we appreciate you guys coming out.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Number one, what's up?
All right. Great stuff there at the Figurati podium, making those awesome trophies for us, and great stuff down there from Steve as well. As now we get ready to send things over. We were able to catch up with Rob Oliva, who works with our New Rider Race School, give you guys a little bit more information about how you can line up here at BRL.
They got awards to pass out that we'll do at the end of the day.
We're out here at the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades, and I'm standing next to Rob Oliva. He handles all the track licensing, and he's going to walk us through the process of getting you guys on the track.
Yeah, so when you start out looking at what the BRL is, and you're on the Bagger Racing League website, and you're taking a look at our schedules, what we do, and you're getting all the information about how to prepare your bike, there's also a section to sign up to be a racer with us. You'll call in, you'll talk to Jennifer Thornton. She's the track mom, she calls herself. She'll get you all lined up. She'll get you in touch with me. I've got a presentation that I'll send you. You can review everything. We get together on the phone. We go over the questions that you have so that when you're here, we have the most amount of track time. We have the most amount of time to work on your racecraft. And then we spend the day together riding, improving, and getting you comfortable on the racetrack, getting you comfortable with other people. And from there, you're a racer.
Well, we truly appreciate that process and you helping this Bagger Racing League grow.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, this is a paddock like none other. I've been racing for 25 years. The camaraderie, just the way that everybody interacts with each other, the competition, it's amazing. Come on out and join us.
You heard it here. Come out and enjoy us. Get your license. Come out here and get on the track.
All right, great stuff there with Rob Oliva. And like we said, that New Rider Race School helping kind of bridge the gap between these guys over here on Fan Hill and those guys over there on the podium with Steve Edgar. Let's send it back down to the podium. So it looks like we're actually still getting things set up down here at the podium, switching those bikes around as well. Want to make sure everybody can get the Insta bangers as well. As we are getting things set up.
You know, one of the great things, as we've talked so many times about Bagger Racing League, is the accessibility that you can get in there. You can be a part of the family, and that race school is a unique feature that I think is very, very exciting and just makes it a lot more accessible to anybody to be a part of the BRL.
Absolutely, yeah. Anybody able to join, and everybody welcome to come hang out with us. All right, let's get ready to send things down to Steve at the podium.
We're out here with our third place trophy winner for the Drag Specialties Air-Cooled Twins class, Mr. Robert Parker. Robert, how was the track out there? You did a great job out there. Let's talk about it.
Track is in absolutely great shape. The weather's perfect today. We need to figure out the starts a little bit, and hopefully we can get some battles out there for fans.
It seems like that start, you got lifted up on that first start, didn't you?
Yeah, it definitely caught me off guard a little bit. Not a big wheelie guy, so we'll stick both tires on the ground and try and get the knees down and focus on that.
Well, you still did a great job with that start, so that's got to say something about your skill set.
Absolutely.
Great work out there.
Race 2 will be on their 5-minute call.
Yeah, go ahead, say thanks some sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. Big thanks to some sponsors. So DP Brakes wasn't on the podium in Nebraska. Got DP Brakes in there. We're on the podium now, so obviously they work. Thanks to Geezer Engineering, S&S, Two Boss Performance, A+, I think that's about it. But then thank you to my wife Nicole and my son Hudson for coming out and supporting me.
Did Hudson do all the driving on the way out?
He did, yeah. I was able to nap in the back seat, and he got us here nice and safe. So.
You got to be nice and rested for the race, man. We got Paula Fox here with your trophies. Jake McGuire, you're used to cleaning up here on the podium, man. You've been doing a great job this season, coming in second place. How do you feel out there?
Had some good luck. I got a great start and kind of panicked a little bit. I knew Tony was coming around me at some point, so didn't really know what to do once I got out there, but ended up finishing pretty good.
Well, you always look good out there. You got anybody you need to thank?
Absolutely. My family for coming out. I've got some club brothers here, Grim Reaper's MC, Ultra Cool's oil cooling systems, Fast Line Track Days, RC components, Harley Davidson Bowling Green, Death Metal Racing, and I think that's everything. Speed Farm. Daytona.
Awesome. You did a great job, man. And here's your trophy from Paul Fox. And we got our first place of the drag specialties air-cooled class, Tony Bagma. Tony, tell us how you did out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's my home track, so I got a ton of laps around here and just went out and went as fast as I need to.
Just raced your own race. When you know the track, it makes it a lot easier for you, huh?
Yeah, this track's a lot more difficult than people give it credit for.
It's and you're also used to the humidity.
Yeah, I am.
You got anybody you need to thank?
Bruni's Furniture in Grand Rapids, EBC Brakes, Rhino Power Sports Supplements, and Bison Leathers.
Right on, thank you. And we got your trophy over here with Paula Fox. Congratulations, you guys.
All right, great stuff down there at the podium. Everybody having a good time. And we're going to get ready to set the grid and go racing for our next race. But before we get to that, oh, look at that, rocking some Bagger Racing League merchandise. You guys can get yours at baggerracingleague.com as well. But we're going to get a quick word from our sponsors before we drop the next green flag right here for the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. We'll be right back.
It is the day of the specialists, experts in a class conscious of every nuance, focus rules. Our specialty is wheels, and wheels only. We respectfully carry the wheelwright legacy into our eccentric world by improving the rides of motorcycles and riders global. We are proud wheelwright, nothing more. We are Ride Right. Simple, solid, boundless.
I'm Shane Narbone. I'm here with Trash Performance, 3-time Bagger GP champion, and I run Ultra Cool.
Live coverage of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Alloy Art, Motion Pro, Bridgestone. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades, round number 5. And a big thank you to our friends at Newcastle Harley Davidson for bringing you this live broadcast on RacerTV.com. As you can see, just off the coast of Lake Michigan, tons of fun activities to do here in the area, including being right on top of Fan Hill. That's where all of the fans are hanging out. Looks like a couple more just pulled up. They said, wait a second, what are those guys over there doing? That's the spot to be. and that is the spot for all of our VIPs and a lot of our fans making the trek over there as well. Shout out to our AG video crew. You see one of our camera operators up there on the scaffolding. That's probably the camera shot you just saw from that camera operator. Working hard to make sure you guys have live coverage of all of our VRL racing action.
What a perfect day to come out and just ride, park on a hill, sit on your bike, and action. This is very cool. These are the best seats in the house. You know, guys even got a trike right there. You know, he's comfortable. So lots of fun watching the guys are out on their sight lap. And what a perfect day to enjoy Bagger Racing League action.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before as well. If you haven't already, you need to plan to come out to a Bagger Racing League event in person. I mean, we do a great job here with AG Video and all of our... thump of these... dragging their knee going into a corner. There's nothing quite like it. So if you can, go on baggerracingleague.com, follow us at Bagger Racing League on Instagram and social media, and make sure you guys know exactly what the schedule is for the rest of this year, as well as moving forward, and plan on being at your closest BRL event, because it is one you don't want to miss. As right now, our riders for race 2 are out on their warm-up lap. We're going to have our Zippers American Twins Unlimited, as well as our Drag Specialties Unlimited Superbike and DP Brakes Lightweight Superbike classes, all getting ready to take to the track next.
Looking forward to this race. You got different classes going against each other, different strategies with different motorcycles, and it's going to be exciting to see on this perfect track and in perfect conditions how they actually stack up against each other. So no advantages one way or the other. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But look at them waving to the fans right there.
Absolutely.
Love it. This is such a fan-friendly sport, and you are absolutely correct. You got to be out there and watch the racing in person, feel the thunder, and what you don't notice here is the differences in elevation that you can see on different tracks.
Yep.
You really, it kind of washes out in the video, because you don't see how much of a difference, or when you've got like a blind turn like you have in turn 3 here. It just doesn't do it justice unless you're there in person and experiencing it. It's a whole different thing.
Well, and on top of that, I couldn't agree more. The in-person experience, I think, shows truly how impressive what these riders do is, but the accessibility that you have. I mean, very few sports in the world are you able to go up to some of these top-level athletes, shake their hands, give them a high five. I mean, before our next race, our Bagger GP race, we're going to have our fan walk, our grid fest, if you will, where riders get to sit up right next to these incredible machines, talk to the athletes, take pictures, get autographs. There's very few sports in the world where you get such a level of access to athletes at this level. So it's just another thing that kind of attracts the fan base and attracts people to come hang out and enjoy VRL in person, as we are just about ready to drop the next green flag. Looks like the grid is set, all eyes on the flag tower, and there we go. No surprise. Carl Schlack a little further back on the grid, but man, an incredible start. Is look at that, darts out of the way. I thought we were about to see some contact headed into turn 1.
I did too. I thought, wow, that was just slingshotted to the front, and he is trying to put some distance between him and everybody else. And boy, they are out and quickly, all of them. Look at this.
Taking a look at the line, it was Ryan Kramer who crossed the stripe first, with Brian Shields, Rob Oliva, and Travis Wers 1 through 4. Justin Robeson, actually rounds out the top 5 early. We'll see after one lap completed. I believe we've got our Tony Tucker, our rider representative, out there as well. He's on that Tucker Speed Shot back ride.
Looks like he's running 8th at the moment, but he's not going to be satisfied with that. He's going to start plans for moving up.
As is Brian Shields, it looks like. Yeah, wait a second. We've already got a fight for the lead early, taking the long way around. Not quite close enough to do it.
But he is hunting him down and looking for that little little sliver of daylight where he can come. Oh, he may take the inside. He just did.
What a pass. Beautiful job right there. I believe that was Ryan Shields making the pass for the number 1 ride. And I mean, that was, you talk about putting the track together, planning your passes in advance. That was a textbook example of how to do just that.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with that more. That was fantastic. You see him putting the leg out there. That helps give a little extra braking power, a little more wind resistance, helps you go around that curve, plus helps you stretch out a little bit, get ready. Beautiful lines that these guys are taking here. You look at the smoothness. You know,
and take a look at your timing and scoring. That was actually Justin Robeson, who worked all the way up to the number 1 spot. So Robeson was outside the top 3 early. He was actually the one that we watched make that pass for the number 1 ride. So Robeson takes over the number 1 ride. Ryan Kramer in 2, Travis Wurz in 3. Oliva still in that 4th place spot with Tony Tucker now inside the top 5.
And he ran a 140.9 on that, so that's very fast for this early in the race. And
you
best
see,
time
he's starting
so
to
far
break
of anybody.
away as well, Dave. Take a look at that. We're watching 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's Ryan Kramer, Travis Wurz, and Rob Oliva. Oh, look at this. Oliva, I thought was going to try to make a move up the inside.
He's trying to get that inside track there. He can't quite do it. Just a little too much speed to come underneath him. But he was trying there. He's trying to set him up. You watch, there's going to be a really spectacular pass coming up here, and it might be on. He may switch over to the inside. Nope.
It's kind of a tough spot right now for Travis Wurz because he is applying all the pressure you could to Ryan Kramer, but he's got Rob Oliva all over the back of him. It's making him ride defensive as well. So look at this side by side. Who's going to hold off the brakes the longest? It looks like it's the green machine going to lead them into the corner.
Wow.
You can see how hard he is on the throttle after that. Take a look, timing the scoring. It's still Robson in the number 1 spot. And now
Travis Wurz is 2nd.
Yep, makes the move for the number 2 ride. Oliva gets by as well, credited in that 3rd place spot with Kramer. Now back in the 4th place position. Tony Tucker solid in the 5th place spot. Bjornstad in the number 6 ride, Carl Schlack. He was shown in 7th, now drops all the way back to the 9th ride as Emilio Jimenez and Tyler Elliott move their way forward as well.
And Justin Robson just rode a 1:37.6. So he is just trying to get all kind of daylight, and he's just trying to check out up there up front. But you're right, the Wurz, Oliva, and Kramer, they're going to be battling it out for quite a few laps here. Looking good. And Travis Wurz, that was an incredible pass that he did.
Problems. Is that Tony Tucker? It is the 477 having issues. He looks to be okay. The bike seems to be at least running. So hopefully all is well with our rider representative. Tony Tucker just hasn't been able to catch a break so far in this 2025 season.
It has been a rough year for him, and you know how excited he is about being back on the track. And of course, that is not the way he ever wants to finish, is in the grass. Tony is always all podium oriented.
Yes. Yeah, well, and Tony's such a professional as well. Obviously, running that Tucker Speed Shop and being a part of the broadcast team as well. He's got such a unique outlook on this entire sport as both racer and then kind of series ambassador, if you will, as well. So definitely stinks for somebody like that. It's just such a friendly face. He puts so much into the sport to just have things not quite go his way. But, man, if you are a fan of BRL, things are going your way right now. Look at this battle that we have on screen right now. Rob Oliva has now moved up to the number 2 spot. Travis Wurz back to the number 3 ride, and they are only about half a second, if that, apart from one another. As they both, it was a 140 flat for Rob Oliva, a 140.8 for Travis Wurz on that last lap.
These two are just going to be going at it. Looking for that inside pass there is Travis Wurz, but it just can't get the speed up. He's trying to set up, though. You can see it.
And then we got a battle on our hands with some of the baggers as well, just a bit further back. Look at this, 3 riders all making their way around Fan Hill. Great shot of just how great that vantage point is from Fan Hill.
And it's one thing to lean that bagger over at the speeds they're doing with your knees close to the ground. It's a whole different thing when you hear another bagger right behind you, and you know that half your attention is right behind you. You got somebody coming up trying to show you a wheel. Oh, look at that.
Well, we hear these riders so often say, you know, I had to focus on my own race. I just had to focus on what I needed to do. It's because it's so hard to not think about, okay, where's this guy behind me trying to go? He's on the downside. He's going to cut underneath. And you start riding. They call it riding behind yourself. You lose kind of momentary thought. You're not paying quite close enough attention, and you could find yourself on the ground. So these riders working hard. Look at this. We thought we were going to see a pass for this front spot in the group. Now things are shaking back the other way.
Wow. True battle here.
That might be Jimenez, Jornstad, and Elliott.
And they've got this, you can see this, it's almost like a slinky thing going where you've got, they'll stretch out, and then as soon as they get into these turns, they're bunching up a little bit more and trying to put the last bit of power in to make that pass during the turn.
So I believe that's Emilio Jimenez, Tyler Elliott, and Kurt Wilbur, 6th, 7th, and 8th that we're watching on track right now. And this is kind of what we talked about as far as the growth of bagger. We're getting more and more names, more and more faces and racers coming into the bagger world that are really putting up a good fight and that are bringing a lot of racecraft into this series, as well as we just now have passed the halfway mark. Out
and
front
it is
still is the 727 of Justin Robson. Excuse me, Dave, go ahead.
No, as you're saying, just the accessibility of actually being out there, and you look at the crowd on Fan Hill, and you wonder, you know, this time next year we may be watching this race, and some of those guys that are on Fan Hill right now may be on the track next year, and that's what's so exciting about the Bagger Racing League.
Well, there's something that's so attractive as well is you know, we've got our very own Rob Oliva out on track right now. He's living proof of what he can teach in that new rider race school, how qualified. You know, it's not just we kind of whatever, make you go through the motions and then say you're good. We want to make sure that you're safe, because these are top level athletes that you're going to be going up against, and that we take that role seriously. So these riders, they've put in the work. They've done the training. They've put in the proper procedures. We talk about the safety checks that go on as well, making sure they have proper leathers, proper helmets. All of these things are a part of making sure our athletes reach a certain standard as well, so that everybody is safe when they're out on track. And that is what gives us these incredible battles that we're seeing on screen right now. These riders have trust in one another. They know they're a certain caliber of rider to where they can push the limits without worrying about somebody trying to hurt them or kind of crossing that line.
And that is key, is knowing that you are on the track with other professionals, and because there's an absolute trust in the rider that's next to you that they're not going to do something hazardous. So you're always that's what gives the Bagger Racing League such a good reputation, is the safety, the fact that it is accessible, but at the same time it is for real professional riders to learn, build up their skills, and join the race.
Well, I tell you who is really just continuing to impress me. We talked about the consistency of Gilmore. How about the consistency of Robson right now at 137.6 on that last lap? That's the fastest lap that we've seen of the day by seconds. I mean, not by a couple of tenths, not by half a second, by multiple seconds. He has now brought out the white flag. Final lap here in race number 2, our Zippers American Twins Unlimited Drag Specialties Unlimited Superbike, as well as our DP Brakes Lightweight Superbike, all out on course right now. Justin Robson, the man to beat, leading the way. Is I believe we're catching back up with that Rob Oliva Travis Worst battle for the number 2 ride, possibly. I don't know. We've got battles all over this track.
We do.
Wild Boar Audio live drone giving us a great overhead shot as to what this Gingerman Raceway looks like, as there is your leader on screen, Justin Robson. Picture perfect ride right now, sliced his way to the front, and man, after that he hit the nitrous button or something, Dave. He has checked out.
He really has, and you can tell he's just out there having fun. He is just riding his very best and just having a great time. Doesn't have to worry about anybody behind him. He is looking good. He's got this track dialed in, and just having a great time. Now,
Got about
behind him,
9.5 seconds to play with out at the front. But yeah, behind him, a whole different story. He is working his way through some lap traffic, so got to kind of pay attention. Gets through that rider with no issue. Picks the front wheel up just for some style points. And not far. Look at that. Do a little stanky leg for him. Catching some air. Slowing down. That's a Ruben Zaus move. We've seen him do multiple times out there as well. But double checker flag. And no problems for the 727 of Justin Robson, grabbing the win. And look at this, the battle rages on. Oliver has the spot for now. Rob Oliver going to cross the line in the number 2 ride. Travis Wurz just behind in the 3rd place spot. Looks like should be Ryan Kramer, I believe, crossing the line next on that number 8 ride. Nicholas Bjornstad not far behind as well. Flashback to turn 10. Beautiful scenery here at Gingerman Raceway. Our wild boar live drone getting all those pretty overhead shots as the baggers wide open, headed back towards a checkered flag here for race number 2. Checkered flag waves. We are going to let the rest of the field make their way around. There's Carl Schlacht on that HHI Speed Farm back ride. Carl, absolute lightning off of the start. Always impresses me to see him off the line. As we take a look now at our Alpine Stars top 10. Looks like it is Justin Robson grabbing the win. Rob Oliva and Travis Wurz 2nd and 3rd. Carl Schlacht in that number 4 spot, excuse me. Nicholas Bjornstad in the number 5 ride. Tyler Elliott, Kurt Wilbur, Craig Braymiller, Brian Shields, and Joe Beavers. Your top 10. As now we take a look at our race replay.
You don't notice here is the elevation that you can see on different.
And taking a look at all eyes on live drone off the line. Man, look at that start from Schlacht there. So impressive. I think there was contact headed into turn 1. I'll be curious if any of those riders on the podium were involved with that, because I want to hear what happened there. Everybody jockeying for position coming into turn 1. And started to see some riders kind of shuffling into position early, but then started to move their way forward. As Justin Robson quickly established himself as the man to beat. Oliva and Wurz started to have a battle royale as our baggers right there were going at it as well. You see Carl Schlacht sliding back a few spots. Tough break for our friend Tony Tucker, having some issues. But meanwhile, look at the battle. Travis Wurz worked his way forward. I mean, he was putting in some heaters, but Rob Oliva consistently just creeping forward, and sure enough, final few laps was able to find his way past the 96 into that number 2 spot. The battle raged on between our baggers, as it looks like Kurt Wilbur going to get the best of that group. And the checker flags were out. It was all the 727 of Justin Robson, the man to beat here in race number 2. All right, we're going to get things set up over at the podium. We'll be back with more here for the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Jake Masters. I race the street stock machine from Suburban Motors, and I run an ultra cool one here. I wouldn't race without it.
Live coverage of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Zippers Performance Products, DP Brakes, and Dunlop. All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Gingerman Raceway for round 5 of the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades. And as always, a huge thank you to our friends at Newcastle Harley-Davidson for bringing you this live coverage on RacerTV.com. We just wrapped up with race number 2. Let's get ready to send things down to Steve Edgar, standing by at the podium.
The rest of these guys put on an amazing battle out there. But we'll get to battle the baggers out on the track, and that'll be for the fan grid walk. There's a hole right in the fence, and once we have the bike set up and on warmers, we'll invite all the race fans to come on down and be part of the action.
We're out here with the Drag Specialties Unlimited Superbike class, and with Mr. Travis Wers, our 3rd place winner. Travis, how was it out there?
It was good. We got perfect weather. I don't think anybody could ask for any more. The track is great. Everybody here is great, so we had a good time.
All right, what do you think? You got some new track out there. Were you in Hastings with us also?
Yeah, I was in Hastings. Unfortunately, I crashed the bike in Hastings, so we got it all back together. It's running perfectly, and we're just excited to be here.
You got any sponsors you want to thank?
I want to thank Speed Farm, first of all. I want to thank my family, my wife, and my 2 children. Wouldn't be out here without them. DID, Chain, Blood Racing. I'm sure I'm forgetting some here. DP Brakes, of course. Just everybody has helped me be out here and have fun.
Well, you looked great out there, man. Thank you so much. We got your trophies right over here from Paula Fox. We're out here with our 2nd place winner, Rob Oliva. Now, you're a veteran out here on this track. How do you think the track went for you today?
You know, the track was awesome to start. I didn't really get the best of starts. And, you know, I like how you say 2nd place winner, because isn't that normally the first loser? I mean, my gosh, this guy took it away from me. Came down from Minnesota last night, didn't even get the practice day yesterday, and then shows us all how it's done. It's crazy.
It's like that sometimes with you guys, though, right?
It is, right? I mean, and to that point, you know, these guys race the CRA with me, and so for them to come over and support a different organization, the Bagger Racing League, and to come out and then take their competition to a different track together, that just adds to the fun.
Excellent. You got any sponsors you want to thank out there?
Yeah, absolutely. LM2, Bridgestone, DP Brakes, my boys over at Solomon Cycle Solutions that keep this stuff running and working well. I mean, those guys have been great, and I got to tell you, the Bagger Racing League for putting this race on and this whole series and allowing us the opportunity to come out here and showcase our stuff. I really appreciate it.
Well, you look great out here, and here's Paula Fox with your trophy. And we're out here with Justin Robeson, our 1st place podium winner. Justin, how was the track out there? I mean, this is the first time you were out there this morning, correct?
Correct. I've never been to this track before, and I was all excited to run it with great track temps and getting 1 hour of sleep literally from Minnesota. It was a doozy. We had an issue last night, and we only literally got sleep from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. this morning, and got out there as quick as I could to do some warm-up, figure out the lines, and just excited to be here and the opportunity to run with these guys. It's amazing to see.
Well, you looked great out there, and 1 hour sleep may be the new recipe for you. But you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Michelin Tires, Brendan Punt, Rob for inviting me to come down here. I couldn't do it without him, and I support the LM2. What he's got going is a great business, and to give people out on their motorcycle and an opportunity to do that and experience what it is to ride. It means a lot to people that don't have an opportunity to do it, to try it.
Well, again, you look great out there, man. Thank you so much. We have Paul Fox here with your trophy. And this is our Drag Specialties Unlimited Superbike winners.
All right, great stuff from down there at the podium, celebrating with our riders, the happiest place on property, as I like to say. Well, hey, guys, we talk about how much stuff that we've got going on here at Bagger Racing League. We've got our Adventure Cross coming up later this afternoon, and we were able to catch up with Corey Parlin, who set up our Adventure Cross course, and I believe our very own OPAG Adam Gordon and our director Don Hampton going to be participating in that Adventure Cross race later tonight. Let's check out what Corey had to say.
Features of the Bagger Racing League is the Adventure X Track, and we're here with Corey Parlin, the designer of the Adventure X Track, and he runs a school to get you guys on the Adventure X Track. Corey, give us a rundown of your school and the track design and everything.
Yeah, I'll start out with the track. When it comes to the track, we're going to be on the road race course 3 different times. Also, we're going to be running a lot of these high-speed fields, and then we have a little bit of single track. We also have a little bit of elevation change. And then in this back corner, it'll be really exciting. There's quite a bit of sand, which is a little bit challenging on a 500-pound off-road bike. And so that's what we have for the course. As far as our training, we do training here in the Midwest. It's called Great Lakes Adventure Coach, and we coach riders in the off-road space on their bikes. And yeah, we do 3 different levels of training, and you can check it out at greatlakesadvcoach.com.
Well, it's really cool to see this new class coming into play. It brings something new to not only the spectators, but the riders. So we really appreciate your involvement and putting these awesome tracks together.
So I think it's going to be super exciting for people to watch because there's all different aspects of riding involved with this, and the bike is a compromise. So then the riders have to learn how to ride every different type of condition: road, sand, grass, dirt, single track. So that's what makes it really, really exciting to me, and I think people are going to love it.
I really do think people are going to love it because I know I love it. So we're stoked for today, and I can't wait to see you guys out there.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
All right, great stuff. And that Adventure Cross class looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to have to get the report from OPAG and Don Hampton, see what they think about it. And I'm sure they'll be walking away with some hardware. I got confidence in them. But it just goes to show, Dave, we talk about the variety of things going on here at a BRL event. Don't get me wrong, the racing, in my opinion, is the main event. But there's still so much more fun to be had than just those riders out on course.
Absolutely. And, you know, the explosion in the adventure category has just been huge over the last few years. And it's really exciting to see, you know, Bagger Racing League embracing that as well and bringing that in as part of the family. You know, as anybody that's on 2 wheels, we're a family. We respect each other. We love, no matter what you ride, you know, you have the respect of the rest of the family. And so it's really exciting to see all the capabilities of all the different types of bikes, the different types of riders. And you know what? It's so amazing to use some cross training and learn skills from other types of riders and bikes and courses. And that's what Bagger Racing League allows for everybody. And it's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, we're always looking for new ways to kind of expand who feels welcome here at BRL and who's got an activity for them here at BRL as well. So exciting stuff going on for sure, as looks like we're just about ready to send things back down to Steve Edgar standing at the podium.
Hey, we're down here with the Zippers Performance American Twins Unlimited class with Carl Schleich, our 3rd place podium winner. Carl, give us a rundown of the track out there.
The track's great. I got a chance to come here last year, so I felt a little comfortable showing up and just trying to clock some faster laps each time I'm out there.
Well, you always look good out there. I mean, you've been to every race now. You know, you got any sponsors you need to thank?
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Definitely the whole Speed Farm crew, everybody that's behind us. The Lord for keeping me safe. My queen, she's here, Maggie, and say hi to everybody back home. Miss you guys. Alloy Art, Fueling, 77 cycles, blood lubricants, B-Tubo suspension, Moto Zilly Power Sports, DP brakes, thanks Larry. HHI, the whole Hog Halters. I mean, we keep making this bike better and better. Hog Halters Inc., so many parts, ultra cool. I mean, there's so many people, Steve, I'm gonna forget a few, but so many people behind us, and we just love being out here with our friends. It's an amazing time. We got Paula Fox and Drag Specialties with your trophy. We're here with Kurt Wilbur, our
second place trophy. Kurt, give us a rundown on your performance out there.
It's a tight technical track. Did the best I could keeping it up. I was scraping a lot of parts. I don't know, it's fun. It's a lot of fun out there.
You got any sponsors you need to thank out there?
Yeah, first Speed Farm for helping me put the bike together. Paul Schlatt put the bike together for me in like a couple of weeks. Fueling, Barnett clutches, ultra cool, blood lubricants, Hoppy, LA Art, and then this I run behind the scenes.
All right, excellent. We got Paula Fox here with your trophy. And we are here with Tyler Elliott, our first place podium winner. Tyler, give us a rundown on your track time out there.
We had kind of a wild start. I jumped up into the sport bikes. They closed up on me. We banged a couple bars here and there, and thank goodness everybody stayed up, was able to continue on. Unfortunately, the three guys ahead of me went down and out, but having a good time out there. We had a blast. Kurt and I had a good battle. Carl ran me off the track once. But it's a lot of fun. This is a great facility. Really enjoy it.
Excellent, Carl. You did great out there. You got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, first off, I want to thank my wife and daughter. Today's my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Princess. I need to thank Dusty Werner, Werner's House of Horsepower. He just put this engine back together last week. Twister City Harley Davidson, Geezer Engineering. I pit with the Speed Farm guys. Great group of guys. We have a lot of fun. Extreme Helmets and ATB powder coating.
Excellent. We got Paula Fox here with your trophy. And this is our Zippers Performance American Twins Unlimited class.
All right, great stuff down there, Steve. Thanks so much, and so great to hear from the riders here how much fun they're having out here at Round 5 of BRL. Hey, one of the huge members and huge parts of that BRL racing family that we talk about is our friends over at Bridgestone, and we were able to catch up with Rory from Bridgestone a little earlier this weekend.
We're out here at Gingerman Raceway, Bagger Racing League, presented by Drag Specialties, sponsored by Memphis Shades. Rory from Bridgestone Tires, you guys have been out here every time I've been at the races, just making sure all these riders have the best tires in the game. Give us a little example of what the tires you guys use on the track versus the tires you guys are using on the street, and why there's such a huge difference.
So a lot of the Bagger guys, what they use here on the track is they use our slicks. Actually, they use a really soft, or Tree XS we call it. So it's our extra soft tire. And then on the street, they use like sport tire. You know, we have a tire called an S23. So actually, Carl from Speed Farm is running that tire here. We have him race on it just so we know the longevity of it under extreme conditions. If it works out here, it'll work on the street.
Now, being out here on the racetrack too, it's helped a lot of R&D and kind of figure out what's good out here that's going to be even better on the street, correct?
Yeah, and that's, you know, like with Carl, that's what we do there. With our slicks, we're always striving to make them better. Everything we learn here at the track will go back to R&D, and our next generation of slicks will be even better from what we've learned from using them here.
Well, everybody I see here is running Bridgestone, and that's got to be for a reason, man. So we appreciate you guys being out here.
Yeah, we love being here. Like, BRL is a big part of our road race program. You know, we learn a lot here. You know, I think we're all learning. BRL is so new. It's like 5 years old at this point. So it's a really good experience for us. We get great information in a field we were never in before. So, yeah, we're pumped to be here, and we learn a lot.
We appreciate you helping it grow.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right. Awesome stuff there from Rory, and a big thank you to our entire Bridgestone family for being with us from the start there for Bagger Racing League. 5 years of BRL already. All right, guys. Well, we're just about ready to get the grid walk underway where fans get to get up close and personal with the top athletes and their machines. But first, we're going to get a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back with the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades.
Harley M8 racers win with Burns Stainless.
Their no-holds-barred exhaust systems are built for one thing, power. With smooth inlets and stepped pipes engineered to keep exhaust velocity high, they squeeze every ounce of torque out of your motor. Their iconic 2-into-1 collector feeds into a reverse cone megaphone for that signature growl and performance edge. Drag strip or road course, Burn Stainless delivers. Get yours at burnstainless.com.
Trans Performance is a leader in high-performance aftermarket parts for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. World-renowned for industry-first bolt-on turbo systems and cutting-edge motorcycle components, all made right here in the USA. Assault the street and the track with confidence. Performance-minded, performance-driven. Trask.
Lifestyle Cycles online megastore has everything you're looking for. A complete online catalog of Harley parts and accessories to customize your ride. Smooth out your ride with a new Saddlemen seat. They're not called road sofas for nothing. Improve your look with a Clockworks flare windscreen. Fits for all makes and models. Add a new helmet to your collection with our closeout sale on selected Simpson, Senna, and Bell helmets. And improve your Harley's performance with top-of-the-line aftermarket engine upgrades and parts from Fueling and S&S Cycles. Simple to use and easy to order from. Order today and receive free shipping on orders over $50. Lifestyle Cycles online megastore has everything you're looking for.
The Sin City Bagger Showdown roars into Las Vegas September 18th through the 20th at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. For the first time ever, Lifestyle Cycles, Bagger Racing League, and Apex Assassins have come together to bring the party that is the Bagger Racing finale to the fans in the entertainment capital of the world. With world-class racing, scenic desert rides, a massive vendor village, and legendary after-parties at Sam's Town Hotel and Casino, this is an event unlike any other. You must experience the thunder of full-size baggers on a road course, fighting bar to bar for the series championship. Get your tickets and reservations early at SinCityBaggerShowdown.com. Lifestyle Cycles Sin City Bagger Showdown. Feel the thunder.
Live coverage of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Drag Specialties, Memphis Shades, Drop Speed FX. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gingerman Raceway for Round 5 of the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades. It is time for one of my favorite parts, arguably the fans' favorite part of the entire afternoon. I'm talking about the grid walk. This is the fans' opportunity to get up close and personal with their favorite riders, their machines, catch some autographs, maybe get a photo taken, and it's our opportunity to talk to each and every one of our riders. Let's get ready to send things down to Rob Bias, standing by on the grid.
Well, thanks a lot, Donner. We really appreciate it, Zach. Let's slide over this way first, because we're going to come over here. Clay Braun, I know I saw him close by. Where's he at? Let's grab that number 951 racer. Now, come on over here, Clay. Obviously, what we do out here is we have a chance to meet the riders up close, get them out of their helmets. Up here on the front row, getting ready to go. This is Clay Braun. He comes all the way from California, finds himself in Michigan. Tell us a bit about how 2025 is going for you.
Let's just say it's on the gas. Like I said, I have no off switch. And, I fuck around and I find out. And, thankful to my team. We're here, have kind of essentially a brand new bike again. And practice felt good, made some suspension changes. And we're out here again. So, I'm going to try to do my best to keep up with Cody, see what his lines are, and really go from there.
You talk about trying to get in the draft here. These are kind of sprint races. They're about 8 laps long. You get in there. You have to get to work earlier. It's going to be a long afternoon.
100%. I'm stoked to be, basically essentially in the first row. So if I can get a good start and ride my own race, I'll do pretty good.
Well, best of luck to you. I know that you got a lot of great people that help you get here. You want to give them a little shout out?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Claiborne for always being on the gas with us, Shark Law, J&R Harley-Davidson, and, my family that's watching right now. I love you guys. The support back home is insane from Riverside all the way here. Love you guys.
Clay Braun, pole position. Let's slide back over here. He's made his return to the grid. We got Cody Gilmore. He's already wrapped up a championship in the BRL already this year. The
the first ever metric twin bagger championship. Last year it was your teammate Arnie Wells that put a win in the metric multi-cylinder class, but you did it on the twin today on the CF Moto.
Yeah, that thing's a good time to ride. You know, I wish Arnie was still here with us. He put a good vibes on the race day, so we miss you back home, Arnie. But it would have been fun to get out and race with him on that Goldwing.
You never know. You never know with what he's going to bring. Let's talk a little bit about your pole position here in the Andrews Bagger GP class. Obviously, the Road Glide has been a very favorable bike for you the last couple of years. This one in particular, and you're leading the points once again.
Yeah. Joe and the whole Suburban team got this bike working good. And, yeah, last year we started out the year and had zero problems all the way through the whole year, and it was awesome, you know. And we made a couple changes this year and been struggling with a few things at the first few rounds, but still iron out some details. And, you know, hopefully after this weekend and a couple more times out on the track, we're getting stuff figured out more and more each time. So, yeah, it's a good time on this bike, and hopefully we can put it out front again today.
Well, I was looking for a good start today. Let's make our way back over here. Tony Salima. We're over here. We're everywhere. We're right here for right now. How about this, baby? We often talk about it. Obviously, we're in year 5, but a couple years before that, you were heading out to places like Chuckwall and everything. We talk about it all the time because I think the story needs to be told. There wasn't a million people wanted to do this.
No, there wasn't. It was just me and a couple buddies out in our local SoCal area. We just love to go hit the canyons and race each other. And one day, we're like, hey, let's try this racetrack thing out, you know, and brought my 2001 Dyna out there, and everybody thought I was crazy, but I was like, hey, I love racing Harleys. And, man, people like you, you know, turned it into this. So, I mean, thank you, Rob, big time.
Well, thank you very much. I know that the championship this week, Danny Salima did not make it out to the Spina. I'm sorry. Geez, oh, man, what am I saying? That's you, Tony Salima. Danny Spina didn't make it out this week. We miss him being here, but this opens up the championship to even more success.
Hey, we want to beat everybody at their best, and it sucks that he wasn't able to make it. And you know, hey, this is racing, and you show up, and you know, you gotta finish to win, and you gotta show up to finish. So you know, we're just gonna come out here and do the best we can. I'm bummed out about Tony, man. He's sitting up front in the pro stock class today. I couldn't catch him in qualifying, but he's got a mechanical issue. Well, hopefully we'll get him out here tomorrow so we can have a great battle for everybody on the TV. You know?
Well, best of luck to you. I know that you have a good time, and we're going to make our way to the back of the pack here.
Thanks, Rob. I just want to give a shout out to my wife and my kids at home. Wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Love you.
Tony Salima down here. We're going to make our way back over here. Fresh off of the podium. And now here he is right back on the grid over there. Street Glide, too. Don't think that we have turned our back on the Street Glides here in the BR. We have not done that, have we?
No, the sport bike guys tried to take this thing off. It's a little cockeyed from that last start. We banged a few bars and kept on going. Street Glide's tough.
You know, you were on the track just a short time ago. Here you are right back on the grid. Recovery. This is what we're all about right now.
Yeah, getting everything set up out here, greeting the fans. This is the fun part. Then going out. I think I wasted most of my tire on that last race. We'll see how it goes this next one.
Well, best of luck to you. I know we gave a couple other guys. Who you want to give a shout out to help you get here?
Dustin Werner, big help. He just put this engine back together. I went to change the oil, had a bunch of metal pieces in it. It was some mystery metal. We finally figured it out. He put it back together a day or two before I came out this way. So got it tested, ran, broke in, and it's ripping. Thank you, Dusty. Thank you, Geezer Engineering, and Extreme Helmets and Twister City Harley-Davidson.
Great luck out here. Give me a little knuckles. All right. Slide on over here. We got a brand new bike for the series. This is debut, I believe, right, for this machine. We heard rumors you had got it together a short time ago, and now here you are up at Gingerman and your debut race.
Yeah. So we got it together. I got to thank Paul Schlatt for he kind of put the bike together in like a month over the winter for me. So, I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be out here riding. And I got to thank Speed Farm for helping me put it together and having a spot to put it together.
You know, you talk about putting one of these together, and every time you do, you're making changes, you're making adjustments. Maybe there's something happens where you got to go back and fix something. These aren't show bikes. These are race bikes, and you got to make them durable.
Yeah, I mean, it's building these things is mostly like, you know, you ride it, it breaks, and you fixed it. It's hard to make any progress, and, you know, putting any fast parts or fun parts on. I feel like I ride it, something breaks, and yeah, I go back to the shop. So, yeah, it's hard to keep them going, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, we want to wish you good luck out there. Have a great ride. We'll hope to see you on the podium. We'll slide right on over here. We make our way into Jake Masters. Jake Masters rides the Sly Fox Road Glide. This bike has been in action since the first bagger race ever, and it continues to be it. Now it's the points leader in the Pirelli Pro Stock class.
Yeah, that's right. This is an awesome machine. I'm super pumped to be racing it. Thanks to Joe at Suburban and Alex at Sly Fox for letting me pilot the thing.
Well, the piloting is something out there, but you guys went above and beyond working on this thing today.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a couple transmission issues yesterday and we couldn't figure it out. Went to service it and there was a bunch of metal, so I'm lucky that I got such a good team. Thank you to Jake, Snowball, Joe, Jay. Everyone put this transmission in. Got in before qualifying, tried going out, didn't work. They had to pull it out again, and they've got it going. They've got it shifting, so we'll go test it out in this race.
Testing and racing is all we got to do. Let's slide back here. Best of luck to you, my friend. Carl Schlacht over here on the number 8 Hog Halters Road Glide finds himself positioned. Just got off the track in the ATU. You find yourself right back on the line again.
Yeah, it's real hot out here. Not as hot as yesterday, but, man, yeah, it's heating up on the track and off the track. I tell you what, these boys are fast, and they all got attitudes. We all want to win.
Well, best of luck to you out there. I want to make sure that we let everybody know who's helping you get here.
Yeah, Hog Halters, they got my bike running so good, Rob. I mean, every race we're making improvements, and the guys down there, if you're looking for performance parts, they're the guys from wheels to brakes to controls, many parts, and they got some new stuff coming out too. But yeah, we got so many people helping out, Rob. Memphis Shades, Custom Culture Parts out of Spain, my beautiful girlfriend here, Maggie, Alloy Art, all the guys over there, Robbie Lane, Justin McGinnis, and Original Garage. We want to definitely shout out Luke Leatherman from Fueling. He's out here. 77 cycles, my transmission. You know, it's important these things shift good, and they got it going. Saddleman hooking us up with a new seat, really making a game changer this race. And, yeah, just happy to be here, really racing, hanging out with my friends. As Youngblood Clay would say, party on Harleys.
All right, well, best of luck to you, number 8. Let's slide right over here. Phil Doty hanging out over here, making sure everything's all right. Another one of these riders that doing double duties. He was out there in the Air-Cooled Twins, the defending champ. Now you're back on the line with your bagger.
Yes, sir. Hoping to get a good start and try to be competitive in this one.
You know, you have to get a good start. It's too hard to come through the pack. There's so many bikes out here, 20 bikes. And if you don't get the good start, man, you're in traffic the whole time.
Yeah, it makes for a really difficult race if you get behind a bunch of people and have to fight your way forward.
Well, we want to wish you luck. Hope you have a great start out there. Tell them who's your big sponsor.
Death Metal Racing, Boosted Brad, and Harley-Davidson Bowling Green have helped me out a ton.
Great companies, making sure you have a wonderful afternoon. Slide on over here to Brandon Foley. Now, Brandon Foley is our points leader in the Barnett Super Street class. Picked up road racing literally at Chuck Wall at round 1. Decided that it was a good fit for him. The team loves having him on board. You got your whole entourage out here now. You're only 5 races into the whole thing, and you got an entourage already.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we got half the boys out here. You know, shout out to all my friends and family at home for watching. I love you guys, and yeah, let's go do some racing. Let's have some fun.
I know that you're in the Super Street class, but you're looking to make some moves up maybe a little farther today.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. Get a good hole shot. Try and get out front with the next class and see what we can reel in, you know.
Well, Brandon Foley's getting ready to reel some stuff in. We'll see him on the PM Road Glide. This is an interesting story here. At this event, we had somebody that went through the rider training thing. They had such a good time, they said, hey, we got our license, now we're going to show up to race. Now, we have, here, come on over. We have our first Indian Challenger of the year that have joined us. You've You've broken the barrier. You brought the first Challenger out.
Oh, yeah. Real excited to ride it. Real excited to get out there on the track. It's been a blast the entire time I've been out here. This is one giant family. Everybody's out here to help one another, and it's truly amazing.
You know, if you had some folks at home and they were like on the fence, maybe I want to give it a try.
I don't know why you're not here yet.
Tell them.
I don't know why you're not here yet. All these guys that are running around with these baggers out there that are lifted and got your Olin shocks and your 2-inch lift, get out here, try it, have some fun. It's a blast. I'm not even lifted, and I'm hanging corners, scraping floorboards. Let's do it. Let's make this a bigger event.
Well, that's what I like to hear. Give me some of that. All right. He told you, get out here. He invited you out. He wanted to make sure you didn't miss any of the action. Have a good ride out there. Sean Hoffman. Now, by day, mechanic works hard, making sure that everybody else is good. And then when you have spare time with your new family, you get the DP Brakes Road Glide ready to go.
That's right, Rob. Spend the day working at Suburban, spend the night putting this thing together. And just happy to be out here. Had a rough season so far, so let's hope we can make something happen today.
Kind of close to home. You come out of Thiensville, Wisconsin area, so this will be one that's kind of good for you.
Yes, real close to home. It's nice. Try to get a bunch of people to come out, and I see there's a bunch of people here already, so that's good for us.
Well, best of luck to you this weekend. DP Brakes got you looking good.
DP Brakes got me looking good, and big thanks to Joe at Suburban and the whole Suburban family back at home. Wouldn't be anywhere near this without them. Big thanks to my wife for letting me come out here and do this, and my whole family. I'm just ready to have some fun.
Sean Hoffman looking to have a good time. Let's slide on over here to Mike Corey. Coming in, another one. I got the umbrella people over here. We're in the shade. It's a beautiful, windy. How are you, my man?
Fantastic. This is a whole lot of fun, and I'm ready to get out there and race.
We keep getting closer and closer to home. One of these days we'll make it back to the East Coast.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. If you go ahead and have a round in South Carolina, come on.
Good ride so far this weekend. You keep getting faster every time we see you out there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I get behind one of the faster guys, and they put me in tow, and I just follow their line and figure it out. It's definitely a learning curve, but it's been fantastic.
Well, best of luck to you. We can't wait to see you at the rest of the rounds this year, and today might be that day you get that first podium.
That's what I'm shooting for, standing up on that box.
Mike Corey down here looking to move it up to the next level. We're getting a little farther back right now. Joe Beavers has been part of the Drag Specialties family on the side of Icon for decades. Got this machine together a year ago. Started at the end of the year. Started having a good time. Get on over here by me a little bit. Got your umbrella daughter with you over there. That's a smart move. Now you got ready to go, and now this year things are really starting to come around for you.
Yeah, after a long winter of healing and putting this bike back together, every time I get out here, I have Pete Nowaski on the phone teaching me how to set up my suspension. This bike's really dialing in, and I'm feeling it now.
Well, I'm going to wish you best of luck out there. I want to see another solid ride, another one tomorrow, and I think we're building right here.
We're building, man. I have to keep going, but I have to keep you in line all the time. Our weekly phone calls keep my head straight too, buddy.
Well, I appreciate talking to you, and I appreciate you coming out here, bringing the family, and being part of the action.
Yeah, we can't do it. My pit crew, Macy, she's always behind me saying, Dad, get faster.
That's it. Joe Beavers down here on the line. Let's slide on. Oh, here we go. Now, if you have been paying attention, these guys are forming their own coalition. It is the 5-speed Skinny Tire Bagger Racing Coalition over here. Don't be bringing us those 2009 and up frames. We don't need them. We got 5 speeds. We don't need 6. Yep. We're torquing, coming out of corners. This is the way to do it, the Salmon Cycle Solutions Racing Road Glide.
Yep, Corey over there keeps trying to get me to upgrade, and then I said I'd just be like the rest of them. We're going to do it on a Skinny Tire 5-speed. We're pulling a quick one today. We're doing a last-minute rider swap. We got a jockey today. We're going to put him up here.
Well, I know that you guys work extra hard. I know that you're kind of getting ready to go, getting anxious out here. So good luck to you, and thanks so much for coming out and being part of the action.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. I got to give a shout-out to my daughter, Gracie. She's at home. She's rooting for me.
All right, Gracie, make sure you come out and see us. We want to see you at a race real soon. Best of luck to you. Come on back here. Talk about doing multiple duty this weekend. So what if you're in charge of the tires, then you're in charge of riding lightweight super bikes, then you decide to jump on a bagger? Like, do you have any time to just relax for a minute? This is Brian Shields, by the way.
No time for relaxation, Rob, but we're happy to be out here. We missed the Hastings round, so we were disappointed with that. Happy to be out here at Gingerman with you guys, BRL. We're thankful for all the corner workers and all the BRL staff. So we're looking to basically use this race as some test and tune since we missed qualifying, and then tomorrow hopefully we'll be up in the front. So.
It's always a plan. There's always a plan in there somewhere. Well, good luck to you. Have some fun. I think the weather is going to be beautiful the next couple of days, so we'll see you hopefully out by the podium.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rob.
Brian Shields down here. We got one more guy to talk to. Let's get in here. The hat, the glasses, the look right here. Look at this. This is Twisted Steel and Sex Appeal. All of this business right here. Tucker Speed Shop. Another event. I know that when we started talking, I think it was at Willow Springs last year, you're like, we're doing something. People usually say that. They don't usually actually do it. You're doing it.
Yeah, it is something that Tony and I talked about, after Willow Springs. There was a lot of debate if he was going to get back on the bike. And I think I was kind of pushing to give this a shot. And I think it lit a fire underneath him, and he's like, "Okay, man, I'm going to do it," because he had talked about maybe bringing in another rider to run his bike. And we built this in the off season, made some changes to his bike, and here we are, man, having fun.
Well, I'm glad to see you out here. I know that you got perfect attendance this year, so you've been at every one of them. So have a great ride.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you.
Tucker Speed Shop in the house, gang. That's going to wrap up the podium interviews. We're going to clear the grid off, and we're going to turn the people loose here for our final race of the day. Folks, we'll be back with more action live from Bagger Racing League and Gingerman as we get ready to go.
All right, great stuff down there on the grid from Rob Bidas, getting the word with all of our racers, man. So cool to catch up with each and every one of them, and really cool to talk to that Tucker Speed bike there at the very end. Our very own Tony Tucker, like we said, he's a part broadcaster and mostly a racer at heart, but he's also a bike builder as well. We've got a little bit of bike build off going on, a little bit of competition. We were able to catch both sides here. We'll start things off chatting with our very own Tony Tucker.
What's up, guys? We are standing here with the living legend, Tony Tucker. One of the big things I've been hearing around the track is your build-off with Joe from Suburban Harley. Well, you guys are doing a full Super Street build-off at the MVP show in September?
Yeah, the rumors are true. We're going to be doing that in September in Milwaukee. We'll be building a Super Street bike in 2 days in the middle of the show. So exciting. We're early in the project. We're just getting all the different brands and all the sponsors involved right now, but I'm super excited, super honored to, be a part of it and go out to Milwaukee and build a bike in front of, a lot of people in the industry. So I'm super excited. It should be fun. We'll have 2 new Super Street bikes to go out into the world, and hopefully we'll see them back at a track in the future.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, it's not like you're new to this. You guys have amazing bikes. You're on the track. Going into a build-off like this, what has been like your inspiration? Are you going to kind of stay with the builds you already have and go that direction, or are you going to do something completely different?
Yeah, I think we'll go not crazy different, just for the simple fact that we have to build it in 2 days, right? So we can't go too extreme. And we want it to be a bike for anybody that buys these motorcycles and then wants to come out and race them. We don't want it to be like such a extreme custom bike that, let's say they have an issue or they wreck it or something, they can replicate rebuilding. The parts are readily available. That's the idea, is like we're going to be building these bikes out of parts that are 100% sold out of the Drag Specialties catalog. And so, that makes it on my end a fairly easy build, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just, but still, look at Brendan Foley down there on the Suburban team riding a Super Street build and running some really fast lap times. Like, they're still very capable motorcycles, put together with parts right out of the drag catalog. So don't get me wrong, they're going to be full-on race bikes that are very capable of some fast lap times. So yeah.
Or a very fast commute to work, one or the other, right?
Yeah, they'll be easily converted back to street legal if that's what you wish to do with it. But I really hope to see it. It'd be cool for me to build it and then see it out on the track.
It definitely would. And it was cool seeing the last one built there, piloted by Frankie Garcia and Chuck Walla. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys come up with. It's going to be an amazing thing seeing you guys team up and kind of have this build off against each other.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. Like I said, I'm honored and excited to be a part of it and selected as the second team, to face off with Joe. Joe built some amazing bikes. So to be, selected with that, like, it's just a big honor, and I'm super excited.
Well, you guys have a ton of talent coming out of the Tucker Speed Camp, man. I look forward to seeing you guys out there.
Right on. Thank you.
All right, great stuff there from Tony Tucker, always so humble, and really got an awesome look there with the whole team and just the way he approaches this competition. All right, well, we've heard from one side. We got to hear from the other. Let's check in with Joe from Suburban Motors Harley Davidson.
What's up, guys? We're out here at the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Memphis Shades in beautiful South Haven, Michigan. We're out here with Joe from Suburban Harley. A lot of the things we've been talking about lately is your guys' build-off with Tucker Speed at the MVP show. Give us a little insight of what you guys going on in your camp.
It's a secret. No, we kind of did it last year, so we're a little bit leg up on them, I think. But we just got a little bit of twist and stuff we're going to do a little differently, but pretty much building a race bagger in a day and a half. So that's what it really comes down to.
It's really cool watching you guys build that in front of a whole crowd that gets to see this for the first time. One of these bikes will hopefully end up back on this track. From the last one you did to this one, are you guys going to make some big changes, or are you going to kind of stick to your game plan you already have?
Yeah, I think we'll stick to the game plan. That recipe seems to work pretty well, and we don't want to get too crazy. And, I want the person who gets this thing or buys it to be reliable and go out and have fun with it and not have to worry about something that might go wrong or break. So we'll stay with the recipe that works.
Well, no matter what, it's going to be a phenomenal bike coming from a race legend like yourself. Thank you very much, Joe.
All right, so awesome stuff going on there, and going to be incredible to watch and building an entire race bagger from the ground up in, like they said, about a day and a half. And excited to watch the progress of that. Like I talked about earlier in the show, if you guys haven't already, make sure you're following us on social media as well at Bagger Racing League. And making sure you're staying up to date on all things BRL, so you know exactly what's going on, whether it's schedule releases, what we've got going on over the next couple of months. Tons of information all available right there. And if you have any questions, we obviously have had a lot of people inviting folks to come out and join us racing. If you're looking for the specifics as far as what bikes you can run, what classes are available as well, all of that and more is available on baggerracingleague.com. And make sure you guys are scrolling to the bottom of the page as well and checking out all of our amazing sponsors. We say it all the time. It starts to sound cliche, Dave, but the term "it takes a village" as far as what it takes to put on not just one, but an entire series of these incredible events. All of the vendors, the manufacturers involved, it truly does take a village to put on a Bagger Racing League event.
It really does. And you've got mechanics that end up working all night. You've got marketing people letting us know what's going on with the upcoming races. You've got so many people that are involved throughout the whole industry here that are a part of this, and making it, it's exciting races for the fans. The riders love being out here. It ends up being a laboratory for a lot of different vendors to work on parts and make some adjustments, and a lot of products that are going to be seen on future baggers out on the street are actually, being tested by some of these racers on days like this. It's so much happens because of all of these people coming together for the Bagger Racing League race. So much comes out of it, including just a whole lot of fun. And we can see the people,
absolutely.
Those guys out on Fan Hill. I'm envious. What a beautiful day to sit on your bike and watch some incredible Bagger Racing League action.
Yeah, that is without a doubt the spot to be, and this is the spot or the time to be there right now. Our main event of the day, our final race of the day, 8 laps of battle, getting ready to take off for our Andrews Performance Products Bagger GP class, our Pirelli Pro Stock class, and our Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class. This is some of the biggest names that we've got here in the BRL, Dave, and they're all out on track at the same time, getting ready to do battle.
And that's what is so exciting. And of course, you've got that the grid walk prior to this. Can you imagine going to a basketball or football game and getting to go into the locker room and talk to everybody right before the game? It doesn't happen, but here at Bagger Racing League, it does. You get to go out on the track and actually say hi, get an autograph, introduce your kids to your favorite racers, watch them right before they start.
All right, here we go. Our riders getting locked and loaded on the grid, making those last bit of preparations. Oh, one rider having some issues dropping the machine right there on the grid. So they're going to try to get that thing picked back up, and hopefully, you see him at the back of your screen there getting back on. Looks like everything is okay. That is not the kind of mojo you want coming into a race either. That's going to get the heart rate spiked. Going to have the butterflies going everywhere. It is just about time to go racing. The final green flag of the day for round 5. Once again, a solid jump from Carl Schlacht on that number 8 ride, but headed into turn 1. Everybody jockeying for position, and man, look at how close some of this racing is.
You know, we heard from one of the other podiums that there was some actual damage just from some of the bar-to-bar actions going on.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got some that are really close to that right now. And sometimes it's hard to tell exactly how close they are. Usually they're a lot closer than we can even tell from here. But amazing how the speeds that you're going and the closeness that you are to other riders is just phenomenal.
Yeah, to be a few inches away from somebody going, close to 100 miles an hour, if not more, is absolutely insane. They come across the stripe there for lap 1. It was Cody Gilmore grabbing the early race lead. Tony Tucker in the number 2 spot. Tony Salima in 3. Clay Braun and Jake Masters, your top 5, with Bray Miller, Elliott, McGuire, Foley, and Schlack, your top 10. That was as they were coming across the stripe headed into turn 1. So plenty, I'm sure, going to change between the first trip around and the second, including that pass right there. Man, that might have been Tony Salima making a pass up the inside.
Went right underneath Tony Tucker right there. That was a picture-perfect pass, and boy, he just slingshotted around and pulling away there. He is looking for Cody Gilmore out there in front.
So jumping around, flashing back and forth between our ground cameras and our Wild Boar Audio live drone. You can see the different line selections. We're getting ready to put our first complete lap in the books. It is Cody Gilmore. Look at this. It's Jake Masters all the way up to the number 2 spot already. So the number 9, after not being able to qualify earlier today due to transmission issues, he's got things figured out and is in the number 2 ride. Tony Tucker in 3rd when they cross the stripe, but now fighting just to hang on to that final podium position as Tony Tucker fights with Tony Salima. Couldn't quite tell if Salima had that pass made or not, and then Clay just behind. So no, there it is, Salima and Braun, 4 and 5, hot on the heels of Tony Tucker, and they're bringing Brendan Foley along with him.
And you've got 2 teammates right there that know how each other ride. They're very comfortable with each other, and they'll use some wind braking right there. They're going to work together to try to pull in Tony Tucker and make those passes and some of the upcoming turns right here.
Ooh, wait a second. Was that one of them off track? Can't quite tell. You can see the frustration from the rider.
It almost looked like a cable broke because he was on the throttle and it didn't seem like anything was happening.
So I don't believe that was one of the FDR riders. It looks like Salima and Braun still right on the rear wheel of Tony Tucker. So this battle for the final podium position physically on track is still wide open. And like we talked about in that grid walk, don't count Brendan Foley out either. Not necessarily in the same class, but man, that machine undefeated in its class since it started racing with us here at the Bagger Racing League, and it is mighty comfortable running up with the big boys of Tony Salima and Clay Braun.
It is. That's a Hall of Fame bike right there. That's just amazing. That bike. Nobody has seen anything but the taillights on that bike ever since it started racing. That's impressive.
Little look over the shoulder there for Carl Schlack battling with McGuire and Elliott, I believe. That might have been Bray Miller, actually. So look at that. McGuire, Bray Miller, and Schlack side by side by side as they came across the finish line. It looks like both of them going to find their way around the number 8.
And just look at how close they are in those turns. It's one thing to be bar to bar on a straightaway, but when you're doing that in a curve, especially one that's as technical as some of these are, that's impressive to be able to come out there without any issues. That's incredible.
Yeah, a couple
look
of
at the
these
closeness
double
right there.
Corners. Yep, making their way back up to turn 7 right now. Woo-hoo, that is, splitting hairs between the two of them. And that's what it's starting to turn into more and more as the level rises continuously here at the BRL. These athletes having to get closer and closer, having to push the limits more and more to be able to work their way towards the front. That's why everybody talking about how important the starting position is, whether that's on the grid or the jump that you get off of the line. And what all that's done from there, Dave, has made everything a little bit more intense from the first practice to qualifying to right here during the race.
You know, we've talked about perfect conditions, and we've had some what seem like perfect rides. And that's what's going to be necessary, because there really is no room for error, especially when you're getting such great competition and you've got that competition mere inches and sometimes even less. You're actually touching the competition in some of these turns. So total focus is absolutely critical at all times, and often it is just great riding, and whoever makes the first mistake is the one who loses.
So I believe that's Nick Solomon and Tyler Elliott that we're watching on screen there, bar to bar in that bagger class. Like we said, out on track, our Andrews Performance Products bagger GP class, our Pirelli Pro Stock bagger, and our Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street bagger, all on track right now, as Gilmore a 137.5 on that last lap. Absolutely blazing lap time, as Masters drops down to a 138.6 as well. So the only two riders sub 140 right now are Gilmore and Masters, as Tony Tucker still hanging strong in that number 3 position in front of Clay Braun, who has made his way around Tony Salima, his teammate.
And Clay Braun is picking up about a half a second a lap right now on Tony Tucker. So he's in the hunt and looking to catch up and make his pass on Tony Tucker if he can.
Well, and we heard from Clay Braun earlier today, and yet always got a positive spin on things. The guy doesn't know how to be negative, but man, he has had a wild 2025, finding the ground multiple times, pushing that envelope as well. He's shown that he's got speed. It just seems like he's tiptoed across the line just a little bit, and unfortunately it's bitten him a couple of times already. Look at this, side by side, headed into turn 10. I believe that is once again Solomon and Elliott still going at it. I think Solomon has the spot, got a little better drive coming out of that corner.
There was a little wobble, though, as he came out of that.
Well, and look at this. This is allowing the number 8
edge.
Carl Schlack, who you see just behind them, starting to creep up into the picture as well. This is going to be a 3-rider battle before you know it, Dave.
Absolutely. Carl Schlack is somebody he's very technical, he is very calculated, and he is just biding his time, just trying to get it up into strike position.
Well, and we did see the halfway flags right there as well, so kind of letting the race come to him. The number 8 might find himself on the tail end of this battle for that 8th place spot, as it is Gilmore, Masters, Tucker, Braun, and Salima. Your top 5 the last time through. We check in with our Wild Boar Audio live drone, as out front, Cody Gilmore now drops down even lower, a 137.509 on that last, actually a 138.2 on that last lap. So that is just a tick off of his fastest lap, and looks like Masters has dropped down by about a half a second or so as well, as can't tell if that's a lap rider or if Tony Tucker. Oh, okay, so getting some word from race control here. That rider on your screen right now, the Black Machine, one of our riders graduated from the New Rider Race School this weekend, so that's a pretty cool, unique feature, being able to kind of do some schooling, testing, and getting more comfortable on the track you'll be racing here this weekend. And yeah, we heard the excitement in this guy's voice when he talked to Rob Bidas, man, how fun it is, how excited he is to be at the BRL, and wants everybody to come out and join them if they can as well. So look at him, he's getting in the mix here. He wants to do some battle.
He does, and he's got an Indian Challenger there. It's the first Indian Challenger we've seen in the BRL, so that's exciting to see as well. So just opening up to new types of bikes, and great to see him out there.
Man, look at the maneuvering from some of our leaders, as that's Matt Denoyer on the number 88 ride, coming out of our New Rider Race School. And man, talk about a hard-learned lesson, man. You got to learn how to be a good lapper, because he was getting caught up by that lead group, and now they have worked their way through, as it looks like once again Tony Tucker under attack.
He is trying to stay out there, and he is, wow. Clay is almost matching him within 100th of a second in difference between their lap times. Very impressive. They are just at it. And you know, Clay, he is going to do everything he can. He has had some disappointments this year, and he's going to try to make up for that if he can.
Well, and this has been when we've seen things kind of go sideways for Clay Braun. It's when he smells blood in the water. He gets a little excited. He pushes just ever so slightly more than he should, and it winds up costing him. So he needs to stay calm in this situation. Maybe got another 2 laps or so before he's going to see a white flag. So Braun needs to stay patient. He's tracked down Tony to this point. Yes, Tony definitely not going to make things easy on him. But the last thing Clay wants is to find himself on the ground once again. As don't believe we saw a white flag there, so still got at least 2 more laps to try to make something happen on Tony Tucker. But
Tony is such a smart rider. He is just incredible, both offensively and defensively, and obviously putting up a great defense right now. And you're absolutely right. Clay Braun he's found that the difference between a cutting edge and bleeding edge is very slight, and
Absolutely.
Just one little mistake can end your whole day.
Well, and to that point, it's as Braun was about 2/10 faster on that last lap. You can see maybe got a little more speed than Tony Tucker, but that doesn't necessarily matter. It's one thing to catch up to a rider. It's a whole nother to find a way around it. We talk about how important line selection is. Tucker doing a great job of riding a wide bike right now. Not doing anything dirty, but making things difficult for Clay Braun. Going to make him take the long way around. Going to make him kind of fight off that back foot if he wants to find a way around the Tony Tucker ride. And I'm just glad to see Tony Tucker up in a fight like this. We've seen him have some mechanical issues. Haven't really got to see Tucker, the athlete and the racer, show what he's capable of. Is look at that. He's now stretched back out a little bit on Clay Braun.
And Clay trying to slingshot his way back in. This is a true race between speed versus technique. You know, you've got speed versus technique. Clay, just always on the gas, very, very fast. Nobody is a better technician than Tony Tucker, though. So speed and technique on display right here at Bagger Racing League.
So here we go. Final lap of racing as the white flag waves. We flash forward to Fayetteville. Cody Gilmore and Jake Masters running 1 and 2. Gilmore a 140 on that last lap. Still the fastest man on track as he makes his way into turn 7 for the final time. And this has been pretty much the game plan for Gilmore. Put in that solid qualifying time, get to the front of the grid, and arguably the work is done by the time he gets to the race. Man, he's so smooth off of these starts. He doesn't panic if he doesn't get the best of jumps, does whatever he needs to do, and then just starts putting a little bit of time between himself and the rest of the competition.
He is he's like the Iceman. He just gets out there and rides his ride, and waits for you to make a mistake. And you're not going to catch him. Just runs perfect runs each and every time, one after another. He knows his lines. He's just a tactician and does a fantastic job.
He's trying to add another win to the books as he makes his way towards what should be a checkered flag. Thumbs up, and it will be. Cody Gilmore grabbing the win. Shout out to Jake Masters as well and that entire team. Bouncing back from adversity earlier today. Wasn't even sure whether or not he'd be joining us on the grid and able to grab that class win across the line in the number 2 spot. Looks like Tony Tucker might be able to do it and hang on for that 3rd place spot with Clay Braun just behind. So, man, what a great race. So exciting to watch and great way to cap off the day of racing. At least here for the BRL category. We've still got that Adventure Cross coming up later today as well. And don't forget, folks watching at home, we will be doing this all over again tomorrow for round number 6. This is a doubleheader weekend, so some of these riders maybe not quite as comfortable as they want to be. Guess what? They've got all afternoon to get that bike set up, get themselves back in race shape, and get ready to do battle tomorrow.
Sunday's always a great day of racing.
Oh, absolutely.
you get to see all of the adjustments that everybody's made, and people know the track a little bit better. And as you said, yeah, they make the adjustments to the machines, and it is going to be some extreme racing tomorrow as well.
Absolutely love it as our riders making their way through as this Schlack battling to the line. Look at this. We've got a drag race coming to the stripe.
You got to love that.
Number 8 just going to come up short on that, but man, just shows how close, once again, this racing is here in these bagger classes.
How exciting to be in your very first bagger racing league and come around that and see the checkered flag, and there you go on your Indian Challenger. That's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I don't care if I can see through the visor or not. You know there's a smile on the face. You know he is pumped up.
Great ride.
All right, taking a look now at our Alpine Stars top 10. It is Cody Gilmore grabbing the win with Jake Masters in the number 2 ride. Tony Tucker hangs on for that final podium spot. Clay Braun in the 4th place spot with Brendan Foley actually making the path for 5th. Tony Salima, Jake McGuire, Nick Solomon, Tyler Elliott, and Kurt Wilbur, your top 10 here for round 5. And now we take a look at that race recap here for our Andrews Performance Products Bagger GP, Pirelli Pro Stock, and Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class. Right off of the grid. I mean, slicing and dicing, bar banging, some moves being made right off the bat. Everybody knows how important those starting positions is, including the number 9 of Jake Masters. And look at that, the 17 not getting the start that he was hoping for. That was that rider that tipped over on the grid just before the green flag. But when they came around the stripe for lap 1, man, Cody Gilmore making some quick moves. Jake Masters jumping up to that number 2 spot. And then the battle was on for the final podium position. Tony Tucker, Clay Braun, and Tony Salima were going at it. All the meanwhile, Brendan Foley quietly starting to creep his way forward as well. Had some great battles between Jake McGuire, Nick Solomon, and Carl Schlack as well towards the backside of the top 10. That one came all the way down to the checkered flag as well. But up towards the front, cool and calm under pressure, Tony Tucker working those gremlins out and able to put that Tucker Speed machine into the number 3 ride and fight off some intense pressure from the 951 of Clay Braun. But meanwhile, Iceman up front, not a worry in the world for the 374 of Cody Gilmore, doing exactly what he wanted to do, taking the checkered flag and taking the win. All right, folks, well, it's just about time to kick off the final podium celebrations of the afternoon. But first, we're going to get a quick word from some of our sponsors. We'll be back with more 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers Racing presented by Memphis Shades. And once again, a special thank you to our friends over at Newcastle Harley-Davidson for bringing you this live coverage on Racer TV. We'll be right back.
Make your mark with Memphis Shades, designed by riders, for riders, and handcrafted in the heart of Tennessee. From raw materials to the open road, our windshields and fairings deliver the quality, protection, and comfort every rider deserves. Whether it's cross-country or weekend rides, Memphis Shades lets you ride longer, look better, and enjoy every mile. Visit memphisshades.com/BRL to check out our full lineup and upgrade your ride today. Memphis Shades, style that works.
Welcome to Hog Halters. We're here in Dahlonega, Georgia, manufacturer of American V-Twin performance motorcycle parts. Been in business 25 years, got a 25,000 square foot facility. We pride ourselves in design and manufacture right here, made in USA. We're your one-stop shop for customization and performance builds. You can find us on the web, www.hogwalters.com. Lots of our parts are distributed by Drag Specialties and dealers nationwide, and we're distributed worldwide. Hog Halters, we're proud to be a partner with the Bagger Racing League.
Hey, it's Cody Gilmore, out of 2024 Bagger Racing League Pro Stock Champion. So I want to thank Ultra Cool for keeping our bikes cool and running awesome all year.
Live coverage of the Bagger Racing League is brought to you by Drag Specialties, Memphis Shades, Rock Speed FX. All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to round 5 of the 2025 Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers season. We've just wrapped up our final race of the afternoon, which means it's time to do some celebrating. Let's send things down to the podium where Steve Edgar stands by with our racers.
Thank you, sir. No, yeah, you're good. Oh, shit.
All right, so looks like still working on getting things set up down here at the podium. As we see Cody Gilmore hanging out, getting ready to do some podium breakdowns, talk about that race a little bit. A picture-perfect race is. Looks like we've got Steve out there. All right, let's hear what our race winners got to say. Cody Gilmore.
He's going to just give me a thumbs up. I'll give you the thumbs up. Yep. We're good to go. We're good to go. We're here with the Andrews Products GP winner, Cody Gilmore. Cody, you got from the other class to this class now. Tell us what's like the difference in getting out there and winning.
Yeah, it's man, no matter what class you're in the BRL, it's fast. So you always have to be on your toes. And, you know, I got Tony and Jake and Clay and Tony, like all them guys are ripping. And, you know, we should all be battling it out, you know, every weekend. So it's pretty cool to get out and race with them guys and have some fun. So unfortunately, the Alloway bike went down this morning and wasn't able to get out here with us, but and get going again. And yeah, it was a good time out there, and the tires are hooking up good. Rory at Bridgestone's been helping us out so much, and you know, all the guys back in Nashville at Bridgestone, we appreciate all them guys watching and checking us out. And Suburban, I know Aaron, them guys are back in the Harley shop watching us. And yeah, just want to thank everyone for the support and for coming out. It was an awesome turnout today, and hopefully we can pick up a few things for tomorrow and even make a couple better times too. So yeah.
I kind of heard you were battling with some issues out there. What happened to the bike out there?
Something happened to the shifter and it fell off. So something disconnected, and I had to sit in the same gear about the last 3 laps. So if you see me hitting the rev limiter and wondering if I knew what I'm doing out there, it wasn't on purpose. So we'll get that fixed for tomorrow, and should be back in good shape.
Well, no matter what gear you're in, you look amazing out there, and congratulations. We got Paula Fox here with your trophy. Thank you, Cody.
Good, Ambassador. I don't think anybody's questioning if Cody Gilmore knows what he's doing or not, Dave, because shifter or not, man, the guy just seems to find a way to get it done.
You know, nothing phases him. He can have parts fall off the bike, and he's still going for the first. He's just unflappable in all situations, and truly an Iceman. Nothing gets to him. He just keeps on going. Hey, I got to stay in this gear. I'm far enough ahead. I'll be fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
I'll do whatever I need to do. Yeah. And he doesn't use any of it as a crutch either. He still keeps everything positive. Hey, I just had to adapt my riding style. I had to adapt the things that I was doing because sometimes things happen. And like we said, Cody, obviously not just a veteran here at BRL, but a professional motorsports veteran as well. So he's had to experience these things many times, whether it be on or off road. So a true professional when it comes to handling obstacles and dealing with things in the middle of a race.
And truly does it with class and humility, and is just really the epitome of what the Bagger Racing League is all about. And it was great to see that race, just putting in a 137.5 as his top lap time. Incredible race.
Well, I tell you what else is going to be incredible, Dave. Let's talk a little bit about this BRL finale out in Las Vegas. We saw the commercial for it earlier. It is absolutely incredible. And I'm not just talking about the racing. You want to talk about an experience, one you don't want to miss. That one out in Las Vegas. What is that? September 18th, 19th, and then our finale there on the 20th. It's going to be a spectacle unlike anything we've seen before.
It truly is. I cannot wait for that. We're going to be at Sam's Town Hotel and Casino. We're got a bunch of rooms there. We're going to have a big vendor village. Lifestyle Cycles is putting on a party, and nobody puts on a party like the Bagger Racing League. It is going to be so much fun. We've got all kind of parties, banquets, all kind of things that are going to be going on that weekend. Guys, you need to go to SinCityBaggerRacing.com and BaggerRacingShowdown.com and get your tickets, get your reservations, be a part of that, because that is going to be not just the finale of this season, but that is going to be the best, most amazing party that you've ever seen with Bagger Racing League.
It's going to be a ton of fun, without a doubt. Well, ton of fun right now is back down on the podium as Steve Edgar stands by with our next group of riders.
We're here with the podiums of the Pirelli Pro Stock third place winner, Team FDR Clay Braun. How does that feel coming back from your get off in Nebraska, coming out here and taking a podium?
It feels good. You know, I'm just lucky to be out here. My team works hard, and, you know, thankful to all of our sponsors and, you know, the man upstairs letting me be able to come out here and work and on and off the track. So it's just a huge blessing. You know, I got 1,000 words, but I don't got that much time, so.
Well, you looked great out there. Do you have some sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Speed Kings, LAR, JNL Harley Davidson, Runlit, Claiborne for always being on the gas, Sharklaw Motorcycle Attorneys, you know what I mean, Memphis Shades, FDR, you know, for you know, helping out down riders with catastrophic motorcycle injuries. We're just spreading the love for, you know, Party on Harleys on and off the track. So that's where I live, baby, Party on Harleys.
Let's get in a little bit about that battle with Tony Tucker towards the end there.
Oh, man. You know, he made me work for it. I tried to pick and choose different lines, and you know, he stuck to it. I'm so stoked he pulled up last minute, because we don't want to win like this. You know, we want everyone at their best, and, you know, clearly Tony showed he was at his best. He stayed consistent. You know, I'd love to see him out here, and, you know, we're coming back tomorrow, and hopefully we can swap up some more.
I love it. We got Paula Fox here with your trophy. Great job, Clay.
Thank you.
Come here, Paula. And we're here with our second place winner, Tony Tucker. Tony, I know you guys have been battling some issues all season. You even were battling issues all weekend right now. It's great to see you out there. You flew out there right at the last minute and came in with second place, man. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, honestly. I mean, I was super down and super bummed just after that ATU race. As you know, I was leading that race, and the bike, you know, shut down. It's just super frustrating. And honestly, I parked it in the pits, and I was kind of done with it. You know, my crew was like, dude, we're not giving up. Like, we're going to keep working on this bike. They scrambled and found more parts. So, yeah, like, I was really low about 30 minutes ago, and now, like, I'm on the podium. And so it's a great feeling. And I just got to give the biggest shout out to my crew chief, Jake Hargrove. He's the one who, you know, didn't give up. He was, you know, went and found a throttle body. He got it swapped out while we were on the grid walk. And he yells at me, and he's like, bike's running, let's go racing. So I followed them off the grid, and we're going racing.
Well, as we all know, it takes a phenomenal team, and you guys definitely have one, man. Good luck on that.
Thank you very much.
You got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely need to thank the Law Tigers. First and foremost, they've always supported my racing efforts. GP Suspension, Pirelli Tires, Ultra Cool, Alloy Art, some of the best people in the business, and thanks to them for, you know, getting this bike running this weekend.
Well, right behind you, we got lovely Paula Fox with your trophy. Let's let her through. Uh-oh. The Australian female.
Tony's my baby daddy. Corey Parlin to the second floor of the tire rack building.
And we're here with our first place winner, the Australian phenom coming out of the Suburban Harley Davidson camp. Jake, give us a little rundown out there.
Yeah, the track was good. I didn't know if I was going to make it out, but lucky my team, they worked so hard. They changed my transmission twice today, so thanks to the whole team that got it together and made it work. I was definitely a little bit nervous, but yeah, when I seen everyone, there was 6 hands on deck, I knew I was going to make it out, and I put it on the podium, so I'm very, very happy.
You did great work out there, man, as always. You got some sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank Suburban, Harley-Davidson, Sly Fox, Bridgestone. There's a whole crew of people, Heatwave. I'd just like to thank everyone that gets me out of here. I'm hot. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm glad Tony made it out. I thought he wasn't making it out for a second. Clay's back on the podium after a couple hard rounds, but I think he's killed the curse. So let's go racing again tomorrow.
I love it. We got Paula Fox right here with your trophy. Congratulations, you guys.
All right, I love it. Everybody having a good time out there, and yeah, a little warm out there as well, but just all the heat from that hot racing action for sure. The boys having a good time. A huge congratulations to each and every one of them, and excited to watch them do battle once again tomorrow. As we talk about the village that it takes, the amount of sponsors and vendors and companies involved with BRL, one of the earliest sponsors of the dream that was BRL, still here to this day, is DP Brakes. And you can't talk about DP without talking about Larry Mills. Let's catch up with Larry from DP Brakes.
We're out here, Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers, presented by Memphis Shades. Standing right next to me with Larry Mills from DP Brakes. Now, Larry, you've been a part of the Bagger Racing League since its inception. What's that been like, watching it grow and all these new teams out here and just backing all this stuff?
You know what? It's been an awesome thing for us. I mean, it's made our product grow immensely, and for us to be involved with Rob and that stuff and sponsoring most of these teams with brakes, and we also do clutches too, but as far as the series sponsor, we're with the brakes. But you know, it's helped us as a company because we get the feedback from all these riders and teams, and we're able to bring that back to the UK, the factory, and I give them the information and they're able to make changes to it. But you know, we got a great product, but we're always trying to change things.
Yeah, I imagine you can't get better R&D than going around these racetracks at top speeds.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I'm here at every race, so I mean, I hear it from all the teams. And yeah, these they're heavy baggers, and they're fast, and they're going as fast as these super bikes. And you know, they need a lot of good braking. And it's not only the performance, but it's also, you know, the wear and all that stuff. So they last a long time too. So it's not you're getting the performance, but you're also getting the great wear out of them too.
Well, we truly appreciate you, and we truly appreciate you coming out here and making the best brake pads money can buy.
Well, thanks, and I appreciate Rob for putting this all on. And, you know, we got great sponsors involved in this, and, you know, they're all manufacturers. They're racing, too. It's not just they're watching the races. They're also involved in their racing. So, I mean, it's been great for everyone. Thank you.
We look forward to many more years with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great stuff there. And just like Larry talked about, he is there in person at every single race. He's not just watching, he's talking to all the riders, he's getting feedback. And Larry, a crucial part of kind of the chain of command, if you will, or the chain of communication from rider to the actual manufacturer themselves. And whether it be the BRL stuff here, I know he's super heavily involved with. I know even some of the other races that we do on Racer TV, GNCC, he's a huge part of, comes out to some of those races as well. So like you said, DP and a majority of these companies as well, they're not just here supporting, they're an active part of the BRL community. Well, we got one more podium celebration to go. Let's send things back down to Steve Edgar standing by.
We're out here with the Barnett Clutch Cables Super Street Class third place winner, Nick Salmon. Nick, how was it out there? Talk to us.
It was a battle. We had a solid battle between, like, I feel like there was 4 or 5 of us for a few laps going back and forth, so we were putting it down. And it got a little dicey there, and I seen the gap coming up the straightaway, and I split those guys to get in third and just held it. But it was tough. It was good.
Well, putting in the work seemed to pay off. Coming in third right now. Do you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, my crew from Salmon Cycle Solutions, Rob, LM2 Racing Experience. He's always been a mentor of mine. Barkley Trucking, Legend Suspensions for hooking me up. They take care of me. Cheryl and Mary, they're awesome, right? Roosters, Harley Davidson, and Larry with DP, and Gilbane Cycles. That's who I can remember right now. So, and we said we were going to put a skinny tire 5-speed bike on the podium, and we did.
There you go. You guys definitely achieved it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right now, we have Paula right here with your trophy, Miss Paula Fox. And we got our second place podium winner, Jake McGuire. Jake, we might as well just make a spot up here for you. It seems like we keep meeting up here.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I'm pretty smoked after all that, but I'll take it.
There you go. How'd you go out the round the track?
Didn't get the best start. Had to get through a little bit of traffic. Made for an exciting one, but all in all, it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your second place finish. You got any sponsors you want to thank?
Oh, yeah. So many people have helped me out. Harley-Davidson Bowling Green, Death Metal Racing, Fastline Track Days, Revolution Performance, Ultra Cool, Daytona Helmets, G-Brakes, RC Components, Legend Suspension, Advan Black, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody there.
Well, you got a lot there. Congratulations on your second place. We got Paula Fox here with your trophy. What's up? We're here with our first place trophy winner, Brandon Foley. Brandon, you mean first year in here, you're on the undefeated bike. You seem to be up here every race. Congratulations on that. Give us a rundown of today.
Oh, man, it started in the pits. We had a bunch of hiccups this morning, running around, working on the boys' bikes, so, we were all over the place this morning, but, everything went smooth. The bike felt really good, and, we had a clean day on the bike, so it felt good.
Well, you look great out there, Brandon. You got any sponsors you want to thank?
Oh, yeah, all the boys over at Sly Fox, Legend Suspension, Performance Machine, Roy over at Bridgestone, Luke over at Fueling, and Joe and Catherine, and, there's so many people a part of it, and most importantly, my friends and family and everyone at home.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of supporters out there, and it's great to see you out here. We got Paula Fox here with your first place trophy. And these are our Barnett trophy winners.
Great stuff down there. A huge congratulations to our top three in that Barnett Clutches and Cables Super Street Bagger class, the final of our podium celebrations. And with that, round 5 of the 2025 season comes to a close. Let's give you a look as to if you missed it, if you logged on late, if you missed all the racing action. Here is a rapid replay of everything that took place today. Just as expected, Dave, it was an action-packed day of racing.
Truly some great battles that we saw throughout the day. Just close, bar to bar, actual bikes touching each other on some of these turns here.
Yeah, to say that it was almost bar banging just doesn't quite do it justice. Contact was made, positions swapped, riders having issues in qualifying and practice earlier today that just barely were able to make the grid. It shows the level of passion that these riders and their teams have to get out on course and to get the job done. That's what everybody wants to be doing. Hanging out on the Figurati podium, holding up those trophies, and giving the interview, giving the shout out to all of the sponsors that get each and every one of our riders right here to the BRL events. So it's definitely something you don't want to miss. And like we talked about as well, Dave, maybe a couple of these riders not having a good day, missing the mark just a little bit. Well, guess what? You get to do it all over again tomorrow.
Yep, there is always tomorrow, and there's tonight to change some settings, work on some bikes, get some strategies changed in your mind, and be back tomorrow for round 6, because it is going to be another perfect day of racing right here at Gingerman. It should be fantastic, and I can't wait to see it.
And don't forget, for everybody there on site, plenty more still happening the rest of the day today. Adventure Cross going on later this afternoon. We were able to catch up, talk a little bit about that track design. That's a new feature coming to the Bagger Racing League, and something that I know a lot of people are very excited about. We've got our own producer and directors being involved with that as well. And it's going to be a ton of fun to watch. Hopefully we'll have some highlights for you guys tomorrow as well, maybe even some onboard OPAG, throw the GoPro on. But right now, for all of our incredible athletes, like you said, go back to the drawing board a little bit, find out what you did right, find out what you did wrong. That's the beautiful thing about these double headers, is you can adjust, you can tweak, and you can come out swinging on day 2. We've seen some flip-flops on the podiums before. Between day 1 and day 2, we could see the exact same thing tomorrow as well. A couple of riders definitely going to be showing up with a chip on the shoulder, not having the day 1 they were hoping for, but going to come out swinging to close out the weekend. Cody Gilmore He's just trying to don't touch anything. All right, leave it exactly how it is. It's just like I like it in that number 1 spot. So going to be a ton of fun to watch. And of course, you can catch all of that racing action right here live on racertv.com for more checkered flag action. And unfortunately, we're not going to have Dave Hollywood Dildine tomorrow in the studio. Dave got some prior commitments going on. Going to be having a good time, talking a little bit of four-wheel action. Not going to be able to join us in the studio.
Unfortunately not, but you know what? You're going to have some great racing. And one of the things that we saw today, and we heard from our own friend Tony Tucker, you know, he was down in the dumps in the pits 30 minutes before he was up on the podium. This racing is all about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, and vice versa. And you can go from one to the other in just one quick little race. And so we're going to see a lot of people reevaluating everything tonight. If they had a bad day today, watch them. They're going to be coming out firing right early from the get-go tomorrow. Looking forward to some of that racing. And guys, if you got it dialed in today, make sure, don't sit on your laurels. Make sure that you are thinking about what you got to do tomorrow, because people are coming for you. So be ready. You're going to be looking behind you the whole time. Get out in front. If you're Cody Gilmore and some of those guys that get some great starts, be ready. They're coming for you. And we're going to have some great racing tomorrow in perfect conditions right here at Gingerman.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Hate you're going to miss it, but at the same time, like you said, there's so much going on the track. I'm not even worried about it. There's plenty to talk about. There's plenty of action to keep us entertained, and hopefully all of you guys at home don't have any prior commitments. Push them to the side. You can go shopping a little later. You got to be right here on racertv.com. BRL Round 6 tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And then a little bit of a break before we go out at the ranch. The Loretta Lynn's Amateur Motocross National going to be live all week long on racertv.com. That is July 29th all the way through August 2nd. The best amateur motocross racers in the world come to do battle on Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Then just a few weeks after that, we'll be at the New York State Championship, the New York State Amateur Motocross Championship out at High Voltage Hills MX, August 9th and 10th. Going to be excited to be back out there as well. An amazing track. Trying to figure out some way to ship a bike from the Carolinas up to New York so that I can get it there, because that track is so much fun and we had such great racing last year. And then GNCC Round 10 will pick back up from summer break on September 6th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys don't want to miss those final 4 rounds of the GNCC series. So that's what's coming up here on Racer TV. Once again, want to give a ton of thank yous out to everybody involved here with our Racer TV cast and crew, everybody there with AG Video, our executive producer, Carrie Jo Russell, OPAG, our producer, Adam Gordon, our producer, Don Hampton, giving us all the cues in our ears all day long, our director, Jack Renner, our engineer in charge and replay operator, Jordan McFadden, as well as our audio technician, Brian Wall. All of our camera operators, Leah Myers, Cody Colvin, Adam Atkins, John Carpenter, Mark Hamp, and Mike Nichols, as well as our drone pilot, Gabe Scholl. For Dave Dildine and Steve Edgar, I'm Zach Heron. We'll see you tomorrow for more Bagger Racing League.
With me, I can do that, but yeah, I won't be here tomorrow. So perfect.
Yeah, just shoot me a text, and I mean, if worse comes to worse, I can jump on early tomorrow too. So, okay, cool deal. Yeah, no worries. Going with the flow.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
See you, Dave. Have a good time at your event tomorrow.
Thank you. All right.
Keep me in touch about everything going on with Vegas. I'll be in touch.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, cool deal. See you, man.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.